Let's look at some poker hands.
Ooh.
So I'm waiting. Let me show you this first.
All right. Ooh.
I'm waiting for this to finish. And this needs to get down to 0.3. It's been going since 8 o'clock in the morning, but it'll get there, I think, pretty soon. So this is this hand. Nine of hearts, six of diamonds, three of clubs. Here is the hand.
Damn, it's been going since 8 o'clock this morning. Oh, 8 o'clock your time.
You're in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the same time zone.
Oh, you're Eastern?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, so you're Central time zone.
Ah. Oh, wait, are you in Eastern?
Yeah, Michigan is like
Oh, that's right.
we
It's
are
at
on
the
the
edge.
very, very western edge of the Eastern time zone.
So
So
this is saying
so it does midsummer, it doesn't get dark here until a little bit after 10 o'clock at night.
nice. All right, so this hand I screwed up. And I'm probably overvalued um an overpair at this stack depth. Stack depth being essentially a measurement SPR.
Yeah.
So this is what happens. So we're pretty deep. We're playing, this isn't a home game, no rake, 50 cents a dollar, but we're deep. I got
Oh, you guys are really deep.
600, essentially we're 600 big blinds deep.
Well,
Effective 580.
400 effective. Oh, nope. You are more than a
Yeah, I'm the effective stack. So you get an open to five, which is normal for this game. We choose to go to 25. I think that's all right.
good.
This guy calls.
What do we know about him?
So this he was an older guy. I would
Yeah,
say this is my name for him. Actually older than me.
Nitty or two.
Retired. Yeah. He was a pre-solver, smart guy,
I guess
knows
I've
something
asked him,
about
does he
poker.
does he have more of a four bet range than aces?
Um, I didn't see him format, so I
What
don't
was that?
know.
Oh, you haven't seen him four bet?
I haven't seen him before, but I haven't seen him play that long. So he calls. This is a pretty good flop for kings. No
Yeah,
ace,
excellent.
relatively disconnected. But this hand gets interesting because our SPR is five. I'm sorry, SPR is 10. So
Right.
that's really deep for a three bet pot, right?
Yeah. Three bet to a large sizing at that. Like,
Yeah. But I mean, what's really important strategically is what our SPR is now, right? I guess how we got here pre is important too. You're right, Andy, because it affects what his range is, right? So his
yeah.
range,
I mean, does he nor is that like is five a five big blind? Is that the normal opening for the game?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
but $5. So kind of see is what this is the range I gave him here. We'll look at it more closely when this is done, but if it finishes. But he's got like lots of suited stuff. He's lacking ace king, which I think is in his four bet range. He's last. I don't think he has ace king. I don't think he has queens or jacks. Um, I think he has. he's trapping aces. He's got a lot of suited implied odd hands. So I chose a big size here. I'm curious what Solver's going to say at the stack depth. I don't know what it's going to say about this because the value of a pair of these big pairs goes down at this SPR.
Yeah, unless, well, that's kind of why I was asking what his, if you have an idea what his four bet range looks like. Because he might still have queens, kings, jack, or queens, jacks, tens. Um, hands that are not folding but are crushed.
Yeah, I think he's four betting a lot of queens and jacks. Hey, pose above. Hey, Brian, how you guys doing? So I think he's four betting a lot of those. Um, the thing that's interesting really is stacked up here. Like I think
Right.
I overvalued this. But to answer your question, I think he four bets. In live, people do not play conservatively with queens and jacks, I've found.
Uh,
Maybe jacks, but with queens they don't.
I see a ton of just calling three bets with queens.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, obviously your game is different. If your game you're saying you play with these people and they don't do that, then that's what matters. I'm just saying in my game, they're not. That's like not really their four betting range.
So the four betting range is aces and kings.
You generally ace king, like it's very specific players that I will get like aggressive. Like there's certain. I mean, like that makes me adjust my range, obviously. So like
No way, he's older than you.
yeah, like I've had to adjust my four betting range and calling range and everything because a lot of the players are just too tight when they're four betting. Like ace king just becomes almost an insta muck.
Wow, before that.
Yeah, and it depends on the player. If it's a player that I know is going to be four betting jacks, queens, and some like there's a couple of guys I know that like they get a pair that they're down to run it with like nines plus, ace jack plus. So like ace king's a snap call in that spot. But against the average player in my pool, ace king is an insta muck against a four bet.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my experience too, and against a lot of players in like 1-3 and 1-2 up here. I mean, four bet ranges are just way, way too tight in small games.
So he doesn't. So he doesn't four bet here. So I choose a big size. So my first thought is like geometric. So geometric at like 10 to 1 is about 90%. So I think this is an error.
Is he a
Yeah.
nittier player?
Um,
Like he's older than you, not being a dick, but he's very likely to be on the more passive, less aggressive side and more nitty side.
yeah, that's true. I would say that
I
he is. I didn't play with him much. I mean, I didn't have much background on him.
okay. Is
It's
your
not. It's
hand in general though? If we got like we just take everything at face value and look at like, oh guys, he's probably nitty. Do you think kings are the best hand if the whole stack goes in?
well.
Sometimes.
I think less so with this SPR.
That's my point. Not that it's like if this was 100 big blinds deep, or if it was like a
If our SPR was like three,
yeah.
uh, I mean that. But then here, when our SPR is 10, it's a very
Yeah, if you
different
guys had
situation.
300 behind right now, I would say that kings are going to be the best hand most of the time when all the money goes in. But when you have, almost 600 behind, I think probably not.
Yeah, when you're playing 600 big blinds deep, I mean, single pair hands
Well, he's
shrivel
not,
way, way up.
you're not 600 big blinds deep. You're 300, I'm pretty sure. Um,
No, they're 600 big blinds deep.
It's 50 cents a dollar.
oh, fuck. I thought this was live. Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, fuck yeah.
It is live, 50-cent
Absolutely.
dollar home game.
Holy shit. Yes, absolutely. We are absolutely not trying to get all the money in here. I did not
But I
realize.
mean, it's 50 cents a dollar home game. No rake. Open to five. Call. I go to 25 here. Flat. Fold. This is our. I flopped. So we're now at an SPR of 10.
Yeah. We
So I would you check here, Brian? Or would you bet?
I would probably still check here. I'd
You
say
do.
that because when he bets like I'm probably gonna check raise a lot when he bets, even though I'm sitting here saying that like getting all the money in doesn't sound great. Um, Based on his sizing, I think I'll just have a lot of information about his range, and then
So checking here makes sense because it he will convey a little bit of where he is in his range with his sizing. Right. Um, I chose to bet.
I I don't think that's a problem. I think that you could very happily say I'm gonna go like 25, and then on the turn we're gonna target like we're just gonna play pretty straightforward and just say like what is his range and to target those hands and go for like a little bit of value against all of them and not try to get our whole stack in.
We
Yeah.
got our whole stack in. We'll see. So I chose a bigger size here. And so I think I made a strategic error. I just was being a poker geek and I was saying, oh, what's it? What's geometric? Geometric at 10 to 1 is about 90%.
Yeah.
So and I think my fundamental error here was wanting to play for stacks with an overbear at this stack depth. At this,
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Yeah, I
an
think that's
error
a
in judgment.
major
I
kind
thought
of
you were playing
miss.
1-2. I was like, shit. Even at 1-2, I don't know if you want to be playing for stacks at this.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we get
So
called.
he get called. This is a pretty ineffectual card. Rainbow
It's
board, no flush possible. He doesn't have 5-7. He might have 7-8, but so I put in another bet, another big bet here.
what's his range here? So his range was a little bit over pairs, a lot of one pair hands, very likely, and then
Tens, jacks, and queens. He's got for a ton. He's got some ace nine suited. He's got some king nine suited.
yeah, he could have also he could have something like 10-9. He can have 9-8, 8-7. He could possibly still have hands like pocket eights. Um, you
Yeah.
took a bigger size, so he should have less, but
Yeah. So when I
Do you
filter
think
him,
he has a hand here he would raise?
I think at 110 he's not going to raise when you bet 110. I think on the flop he can when he has a strong hand he probably still doesn't raise. He's in position and you're betting big.
Yeah.
So he's
I
probably
mean,
not.
so the very top of his range, which is pocket nines here,
Yeah.
and our pocket sixes. Why would he look at? So think about this, Rosebud. On this texture, what is he? Where would his motivation to raise be when I'm putting in 90% of pot, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you just don't have strong draws that are going to outdraw on
So
him.
this texture, except for eight set, well, yeah, this texture doesn't really concern him if it's top of his range. He's
The
gonna call with
reason
tens and nines because he's gonna tens and jacks because and queens because he thinks I have ace king sometimes.
Yeah, and I agree. The reason I ask this is basically even on the turn when you bet big, let's say he has pocket tens, would he sometimes raise and basically bluff you off with a freaky raise? And I
No.
don't think so.
Some
So,
people would, but he is aware that my big sizing is a little bit face up. My big sizing here really says aces and kings.
and the next question is why I ask that is basically on the river. I would check in your line. So you bet flop, you bet turn. I would check river and check give up basically because I believe if he has tens, ace nine, something like this, he checks back and you win. And if he has a set or something, you probably he will probably bet on the river which makes sense, right? And then we can just fold.
Yeah.
Yeah, at one
So
point we
here
set
I
up
choose another big
SPR.
size.
All right.
And he calls. And here's my blunder. So we have an ace. It's hard for me to have any aces, right?
Ace nine.
The
That's
only ace, so there's two combos of ace nine that he has. So we're talking about two combos. This texture doesn't really, maybe ace deuce,
I have a question. In this
maybe
game,
ace five suited.
are you giving them like are you giving them the amount of credit that they are continuing at a normal frequency to three bets? Like when I play home games, dude, people are calling three bets wide as shit. We're just trying to crack people.
Yeah, I think people are calling pretty wide to three bets.
Yeah, so he has more. He has a all of ace nine offsuit.
I don't give him ace nine off though. I think he's too good a player for ace nine.
Okay, all right, then
I
he's
do give him four combos of ace nine suited though.
okay.
Also ace nine suited.
So which is now two
There are only two
combos.
combos right now.
Yeah.
So I check. Oh no, I blocked. So when it's ace count, I blocked. This is I should have checked. I blocked. He shoves it in my
Uh,
face. And and there are no bluffs here.
Also, even if you didn't block, let's say he has pocket jacks here, what would you do on the river? I mean, I don't I don't think the block bet is necessary here with pocket jacks. I hope he
What
would
would you
check
think
back,
is a
right?
better
He's not turning it into a bluff.
what do you think a better solution would be? What do you think a better line would be on river?
Yeah, I would just check
That's
and
an
hope he checks back.
assess.
What
I
happened?
mean, so I think checking is fine.
You gotta remember, sometimes block bets will also induce some players.
Well, that's like wait, if you're sitting here saying he just doesn't have a ton of aces, why are you blocking?
Because I am fucking up. Because I'm trying to reduce his frequency of bluffing with 7-8.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like you're giving this guy every single time you talk. You sound like you're saying that you've played with this guy a decent bit, and he is a decent player, and he's gonna have some sort of bluffing frequency here. Like I think
Yeah.
his bluffing frequency is going to go up when you do this over if you come out and check or if you bet. Like I would say you could come out and bet a reasonable size that's non-block size if you think he just doesn't have a ton of ace X that you can still get called by worse with. Like you could still get called by king nine, 10-9, and I mean you can get called by queens, jacks if he's not three betting them tens. It's a little bit thin, but it's like if he is saying that you have bluffs here and you're going and you're betting the river and then you don't get, jammed on. But I think checking is probably better than betting like one. What was the pot before you put your money in?
350 something.
I was gonna say that because like I would if I was saying that he just doesn't have a ton of ace X here and I'm still trying to get him to call with like a 9x or some sort of under pair to my kings. I would probably go like 125, 150.
So
And
you wouldn't block, you'd use kind of like a B40.
yeah, something small that I think those hands are still calling with. But like I mean, it really depends on the player. I don't hate your block if he's just not going to turn hands, if he's just not going to spaz. But like if he's a spaz player, then I don't want to block because I don't want him to spaz.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like your size just induced an ace. You go three big bet, and then an ace peels on the river, and all of a sudden you slow way, you pump the brakes way the fuck down. I mean that bet just scream that tiny block just screams. I hate this ace.
That's what I say. On this river, I'm turning like everything into a bluff here. Like I'm turning like 100% of my range into a bluff here because I'm like, I think I could just always win this hand, even if I already have the best hand.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
block.
seeing this.
He shoves. I make a blunder and lose an
And
additional
fold.
$330.
Do
Choose
you
to
put the
call.
money in?
What do you guys
Oh,
think is? What do you think he has? What's his range?
I think he flopped a set. I don't think he has a ton of hands that improve with ace
The
X, or
weakest hand,
he trapped you with aces, maybe.
ace seven suited is the weakest hand I can see here. For some reason, I don't know why.
He doesn't
Looks
have a set.
stupid, but ace seven suited could be in there.
He
It's
doesn't
hard
have
for
a
ace
set.
seven
Or
suited
ace
to
eight.
call this. Think
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
sizings I used. It's hard for ace seven suited to get
How
in.
the hell is ace seven getting to the river?
So a7 is on the flop, I guess, indifferent already. But if you have a backdoor flush, you could
Uh,
continue in position.
Yeah, but
ace
then the turn he would
A7
fold
is
turn.
absolutely not here whatsoever. A7 has a backdoor. He bet almost pot on the flop. I mean, if this guy's completely retarded, he'd call with a straight backdoor flush,
Yeah.
and then could make none of his basically pick up almost no equity on the turn and continue. Like that's terrible.
No
Whenever
way.
you go,
I
yeah,
could
that's
see ace seven getting
Or
calling
ace five
flop, but
suited. Ace five suited has what? A gut
ace
shot on
five
the
suited
turn.
makes more sense.
ace five is better. Yes, ace five would make a lot more sense. And I don't think ace five goes this thin for value unless it thinks it's turning its hand into a bluff. No, he could have trapped you with aces. I think that's less likely when you get to the caller in between. And then, so I think he flopped a set a lot. He could have, what two pairs does he have? Like 6-4 somehow that continues, 6-4 suited. Um, Ace nine,
Right.
yeah.
But
I
I
mean,
mean,
but
he could
the
be turning jacks, tens, queens into a bluff.
yeah, those
that
hands.
would be ridiculous.
Well, Larry made it sound like he lost the hand, so I'm not giving him hands that we beat.
But to be fair, I just think he has hand like trips.
So the reveal. He flops set. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
top set.
Brian, you win. I mean, this is really if he's gonna slow play a set, this is the texture to do it off.
Even the other thing too is that even if he is bluffing here, like how often do you think most players are like his hands that get turned into bluffs here are like king nine, right? King nine, 7, 8, um, 10, 9, pocket tens, pocket jacks, pocket queens. Like those are the hands he's got to turn into a bluff on the river.
So
And
let's
I
look
don't
at
think he's doing that.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Because everything you name is like it's so hard to think that people would turn that into a bluff.
Like against the people that are like thinking about it a lot is like when you get to the river there and you have like tens, I think you could probably call with queens, maybe call with queens, but I think like tens have to be turned into a bluff because you kind of just have to evaluate that you're very likely behind in that spot.
so let's see what the solver thinks here. So the solver so let's first do some pair of so it doesn't we're not like dominating here on this text. By the way, here's his range that I gave him. He's on the right, I'm on the left. I've got 70 combos. He's defending 125 combos. Um, and we're not really thrilled. We've got an equity advantage, uh, but we're not really excited about this. And the big thing to see here is that we've got a range advantage, but really he's got another advantage because we don't have 9 6s. He's got 9s and 6s, right? He's got pair. He's got the pairs. He's got 9 6s and even I gave him threes. So we're not really thrilled about this, especially at this stack depth. I think if you the reason I thought this would be interesting because of the stack depth here, which is 10. The SPR is essentially 10. So that really changes the value of our hand. we really don't have enough to get stacks in. Let's see how let's I've not seen this just finished. Let's see how the solver wants to play this. It wants first thing is that it wants to bet essentially 18 bucks into 55. So this is 555, 55, that's $55.50. And it really wants to bet um $18 here. Doesn't like the big size. So it doesn't really like using the size that I used. So here's your raises. It's got a healthy amount of raising goes above on flop, more than I thought. Notice with its 93% equity with nines, it doesn't want to raise, but it does like protection raises with some ace nine, nine eight. It's using a bluff around 7-8. And then when it's trapping aces, I think everybody traps aces. It wants to fast play. It wants to get the money in. It's showing the equity here of aces pretty close to nines. What was our equity with kings here, kings and aces? Our equity out of position is like 77%. We're just not going to have as much equity with these overpairs here. I think because of our stack depth. I think the stack depth is really important to how the project works here. No, this is an interesting number here, guys. Notice our equity realization at the stack depth. Like if we were to put this into, like if we were to put the same hand into 100 big blind solve on peak or whatever, our equity realization would be, I don't think it shows equity realization, but it would be a lot higher because it's a lot harder for us to realize our equity out of position considering the stack depth here. All right, so first mistake. Oh, first difference. I was thinking about geometric, and that's really the hand doesn't have that kind of value to allow for me to think about it on this texture. And it's using Brian's strat a lot here. It's checking a lot. It's checking almost as much as it's betting. So let's go through the most common line here. So he slow plays his nines. The four of spades. And again, you guys down here at the bottom, you can see our betting pattern on each turn, right? Notice how good that. You notice we're overbetting on the threes and twos a lot with our range. We've got some big bets in here. Looks like the aces are really good. The aces and kings are good for us, I think here. Anyway, so it's a four. So, oops, let's call four spades. And we're shook here. I think if we now look at his, yeah, we still have an equity advantage. So if you look at what we're doing with kings on our overpairs, in theory, is that we're checking a lot. Betting more with our lower combos that needs protection. But we're checking a lot with aces. Yeah. Checking a lot with kings. So kings themselves are mixing.
Would be, I know we can't change it now but it would be interesting to see if he still had queens and jacks in his range, how that affected it.
True. Good point.
I think he has queens and jacks at a way higher frequency than you've given him.
Yeah, I should have given him jack, queens and jacks. You're right. That was kind of an error. So the most common size we're using with kings here is another small kind of almost blocky bet, like third pot. So we bet he's going to still slow plays nines. Nines are I think his equity. Nines have even, yeah, nines and he doesn't really have threes. I think he probably fast plays threes pure. But nines and sixes here. Notice he's fast playing sixes, unblocking the nines. So we have some nines, but nines he's going to slow play. He calls. Now this is what I think is the most interesting about this hand from a learning perspective is what do we do when this ace comes? Well, this ace really changes things. Let's look at all the hands. So we can see the ace is like a pure block size. The pot's $152. He wants to bet essentially $34. When the ace on the ace here, pure. Kings, it uses a bigger size. It's never shoving. Five is a really bad hand. Five is a really bad card. We're out of positions range. But when the ace comes, and it was the ace of diamonds,
Yeah.
our whole range now is just betting block. Everything. The nuts. And then so if we bet block, now he's all in, right? So the question becomes, is two pair is all in. Ace three. And ace four, which is us.
Yeah, even ace jack suited is doing it sometimes.
Ace jack suited is
Wait, that's
it's
ace queen
just
suited.
calling the
Sorry,
block.
ace queen suited. Sorry.
Ace nine. Ace three and ace four, two pair shoving. Nines are shoving. And everything else is calling. We're not getting actually he's folding very little to this block, obviously. Tens are
Um,
heroing. So
I think it would be more interesting to look at if you check what he is supposed to bet on
okay,
the river.
we'll look at that. We'll just look. So he does an all in here. And we're folding. Obviously, this is I fucked up. But but so out of position check. So this is the out of position check line. So
Yeah.
this is his sizing. So
And
he's
what you
got
see
lots of
here
all
is
ins.
he sometimes turns tens into a bluff, jacks into bluffs, and I don't know if people are doing this. So I think the checking
I don't
line
think
here is just
he's
better,
mostly.
right?
I mean, he's bluffing with 10 some, but he's mostly just checking it back.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, do you think even this sliver are people doing this? If they don't, it's probably better to check
Hey,
because they
Larry.
just check back.
For us, for our
Yeah.
combo here,
Yeah.
yeah, probably. I mean, it likes the block.
When
It
you
likes the
call
block sizing.
when
$34
when you call
block sizing.
raise, why'd you call a raise? And like I'm not trying to be a dick. Is it like you were just frustrated and put the rest of the money in, or did you have some sort of idea that you thought this guy might be bluffing here?
I thought he might have bluffs. I thought might have bluffs around 7-8. But it was a very clear blunder. It was a massive mistake.
Yeah, I mean, if you say that he can have some bluffs, it's not an entire blunder. I would just be like, I would just think, like, I think you're giving too much credit to this whoever this guy is. You said you haven't played that much with him, have you?
Have I played a lot with him?
Yeah, like what you said was basically that you're not 100% sure because you didn't even play like a ton with him. You said you thought he would do a lot of things, but you don't know. Like
Um,
you thought he'd four bet queens and
well,
jacks.
you have a fair point. Clearly the way I looked at this was like the way I thought about it was wait. I was way hyper focused on aces. I'm like, how does he have aces that get here?
But yeah, but when you take
I'm
those,
like,
yeah,
how does he have aces when I essentially bet pot? What aces get here? And I'm like, just ace nine. And I'm like, well, there's two combos of ace nine. That's all he has.
Yeah, I understand
So
why you did that, but
my
I
rationale
also,
is around, I don't understand how you can get here with aces.
but also like when I like since I check my range so much, like I've started to learn a little bit better of how to play when I'm not, because there's certain times I'm taking this line. And if I like arrived at the river here, I would say I took the line that got it so that all of his strongest hands don't raise me. So now when we get to this river, whenever normally playing this out of position or in position, I can just remove all of their strongest hands from their range and say they never have those. Versus like in this spot, you go big, big. We just know that he still has his strongest hands here. So like that's what makes it easy, like to not try to not hyper focus on like the ace. It's like, okay, well,
That was a clear error. Yeah,
yeah.
this hand was a total fuck up.
But no, I don't hate going big, big. And like, I don't think that's bad. I don't think it's that bad because a lot of the time, most players are just not going to be extremely like I would say taking the lead isn't terrible because if we still give him queens, jacks, and tens in his range, because even though he's going to bet those hands, they generally don't bet them off at the sizes that you're going to go for value with them. So you get to now like take the lead and build the pot yourself. But you also reduce obviously when we bet out of position, we reduce the amount of information we get from what our opponent does.
Yes, true. So that is a very important lesson that, especially at the stack depth.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we want to check more when we're 600 big blinds deep in a three bet
Yeah,
pot.
yes. I played this hand way too aggressively for its value at this SPO. There's no
Yeah,
question.
I would just say like just realize like when you're checking or when you're betting like what size is like because normally you could say like oh well he's not gonna have a ton of this. It's like well he has all of his strongest hands still because we just bet pot like he has no incentive to raise in position.
Yeah. Well, especially with his hand. His hand is the perfect type
Yeah,
of.
but
And on
even
this
if he had
board,
a
there's
set,
no flush draw. There's nothing.
yeah, even if he had
Okay,
like a
Yeah.
there's
lower
straight
set,
draws, but not really a lot. We can
I mean,
say
that's why there's so much checking going on here. I mean, we can see it's checking tons. Checking with aces, checking with kings, checking with queens. Doesn't here it's checking a lot because it knows that. So let's just go through the check line real quick. So the check line, so he this is very common on flop and solver. It's gonna mix different sizes across all of its range. Most people are gonna take the big range, the big size with nines here. Bet like let's say he bets pot. We're not gonna we're not gonna fold our overpair, so we call.
oh, I just want to mention something about his betting range on the flop, if you want to go back.
Sure.
Um, so if you look at this, I mean, people might find some Jack 10 suited, but do they really find like King Jack suited as a pot size bet? That would be my question. I mean, Jack 10 suited, I can see this because it's very connected.
I
And
mean,
maybe
generally, I mean, this are
even Queen
humans
10
going to do
suited,
this? Probably
but
not.
King Queen suited, I mean, I would have trouble to find this, to be honest. I
Yeah,
understand it's two
I don't
overcards.
think it's super common.
Yeah.
I don't think it's super common. I think that this is
okay,
I
well
think this is a solver output, which is
either
different than what but often a solver when check two, when it has s- uh essentially a jump ball. I think it's a jump ball here. It's going to do a lot of I think yeah, let me see.
okay,
Well, we've got a range advantage. So when we check, it's going to choose to bet a lot. So but it's going to mix. I mean, the interesting thing is that it's going to do it across this entire range, right? You can kind of see it here if you look at the city graph. Notice in the city graph at the very top of its range, which is like threes and nines, it's checking nines a lot because it's trapping. It's its best hand. But threes are its best hand. It's going to sixes. It's going to bet a lot here. And then the ace nine, it's checking. It's
So
got
let's say,
65% equity here.
what do we think the opponent actually does here? He probably bets all of his top pair hands at a slightly bigger size. Maybe tens and jacks come out at a bigger size, and I think this would be one of the few times where, like, a very specific hand is nines. That's probably not going to go massive, I would think,
Yeah. Yeah.
because of just how, not even what Solver says, but because, like, when you have top set, like, you
Well,
just are
let's
dying to
say,
get called,
let's just take
especially.
it down this line and then if someone, does anybody else have hands, by the way? Brian, you have hands? Andy, you have hands? Those above?
I think I have
I
like
mean, I
two.
can always pull up hands, you know that.
Sure.
Uh,
So we'll spend a little bit more time on this and then
no, I don't mind this. This is interesting.
we'll hand it over. Yeah, I don't want to dominate it. But anyway, yeah, we're calling with our affairs here. We're calling with the great majority of our range if we use this half pot. We're calling half the time. Raisings. Oh, where are our raises coming from? Raises coming from mixing with everything, really. Good graph. So these city graphs are interesting now, right? Because we can see very clearly the part, where our, um, in theory, when we face this half pot, we're indifferent with our, like we're calling with ace king pure if it's got the back door. If it doesn't have the back door, we can begin to mix folding. Now, solver can be, certainly solver doesn't have a lot of applicability in a lot of ways when it comes to humans, but I think one way that it does as a learning tool is understanding that when we have here at this SPR, which allows a lot of implied odds,
Yeah.
when we've got the back door, we're allowed to call, and we probably should call with ace king and this through the pot when we have the back door. It gives us enough. I think
Oh yeah.
these kind of like little nuggets are a lot of the value of the solver.
No, that's. I mean, I'm definitely floating ace king. Yeah,
But would
yeah.
you now? Good question here. Would you float ace king to a half pot without the backdoor flush?
Half pot, three bet pot, half pot, three bet pot. Depends on the size significance for the game. So like if I came out,
Mhm.
if it was a small three bet pot and the guy bet out for a size in my game that's not that big, I'm floating with ace king and then checking turns. And when he checks back turn, I'm deciding whether I want to turn my hand into a bluff or not on the river. I might check river with the intention of check raise bluffing in some spots and checking with showdown and thinking I have some sort of showdown value sometimes.
That makes sense. So ace queen is the same boat. We're like calling with ace queen, but we're gonna fold it with. I think it's a clear fold here actually. If we don't have the back door, so if you get ace queen, we're mixing stuff. So here, let's see what these hands are. So these are going to be like these are when we have a seven, king, queen. It likes to float, even though it has no fucking it has a 34% equity. I would fold king, queen. Um, and then it's doing some weird shit with queen jack here because it's got some conductivity to the nine. It's got backdoor action. But these hands are also interesting. Notice it's got very low raw equity, but the solver knows it's got implied equity. Like a lot of good cards can come for the queen and jack when they've got the suit. That can bring in a straight draw or could bring in a flush draw. So it likes to call with these, even though they have very little raw equity, they've got significant implied equity. Again, especially at this SPR. So we notice we're check raising across. And also the other interesting thing to see here is that it's still finding check raises with these bluffs here, right? So like 8-7, good check raise. It likes to find the check raises here, straws. These are fun to find. Now I will say that mass data analysis tells us that we may want to consider skewing our check raises towards value because people do not fold appropriately. They underfold the check raises. At least that's what MDA data is telling us. So tens are calling here. Anyway, so we're gonna always call with our kings here. I'm gonna take it through the line here.
3-bet pots that MDA says that.
Oh, I don't know about, yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure about it, about three bet
I
pods. It's probably different than three bet pods.
I wonder in general because my whole thing, like I check rate it out of people.
You check raise the shit out of people, you said,
Yeah, they fold a lot when I check rate.
in an SPR,
Uh, single raise pots, yes.
in a
With
single
three
raise
bet
pot,
pots, I probably don't
SRP.
have enough raise bluffs in 3-bet
I
pots.
think, yeah, I think they probably overperform live.
Yeah,
People overfold live relative to online.
but I think you
That
also need to
that
like
MDA data
manipulate your
is from
sizing.
online play. So
Yeah, you also have to like manipulate your check raise sizing. Like when I'm like in a spot where I'm like I can run this across multiple streets, I'm going for smaller sizes. But like if I'm in a spot where it's like okay, I just need like max fold equity right now to just take a massive check raise size in this spot.
I had a fun check. I was playing a tournament last night. I was on the final table. I had a I had a fun spot against the. I fought the flush against the chip leader, and I used tiny clicky check raise sizes. And he had it was like I flopped flush, and he had top pair with a flush draw, and he just using those small sizes was fun because he couldn't fold. So he was like in an incredible bind because, and I was using that click sizes, but he couldn't fold because he had top pair and he was drawing to the nuts. So, anyway, so here, when the four comes, so now this is the check. He bets half, we call. We're always going to check to him. Now his nines love to go polar and they really want to get money in. He's doing this with his +2. But with his nines, he really wants to go. The pot is $111. We'll call this. He wants to put in 83. So if he puts, so he's going essentially geometric. He's saying, I want to play for stats. And he's only notice he's only using the size. He's saying, I'm nutted or I'm giving up. One of the two.
Can't
So when he
remember.
uses the size,
Are you able to adjust sizing when you built these? Or
so I'd say it again.
are you able to adjust sizing, like put in multiple sizings, or is it just the preset sizings that it gives? Is
Yeah,
it?
you can pick any size you want.
Okay.
I could
Trying to
I
remember.
could pick 86 sizings here if I wanted to. But yeah, you can choose any size. So our over pairs again are not folding. So and then given this more submissive passive line here, when the ace of diamonds comes, we're checking range. And he move this zoom thing. He's got two sizes here. He's got $277, which is pot, or he's got all in, which is $448. And he does not have on this line, he does not have any give ups. He is betting everything right from his queen 10 of diamonds. What is this? 8-7 of, yeah, these 8-7s with 2% equity are bluffing all the way up to his aces, which slow play. So he has no give ups here. So he checks. Let's say his nines are all in, and we are pure fold. And how big? If we took this line, how big of And calling is a huge mistake. I think that you can call this $20. It loses you about $20. So kings are the worst hand to have here. All right, guys. That was 45 minutes of my botched abortion of a poker hand.
I can run mine.
And I will hand it over. Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing. See if somebody else's hands.
Larry.
I hope you guys got something from that.
I don't even think it's that bad until like ever.
I really
I
don't
think
either.
Yeah.
And I
like
think
I
especially if you had given him queens and jacks, I think it would have changed it enough that it would have actually been a better call. I mean, if you truly believe he's the kind of player that's going to have bluffs in that spot, I mean, it is what it is, right? It sucks.
I, I agree with that statement, and I said that earlier, but it's still we got to run through and be like, how off is he doing this anywhere near a high enough frequency for it to be profitable for us to be bluff catching?
No.
And
No. And the
it's
one
not
thing, if
happening.
you do node lock, I hope hopefully one of us gets geeky enough and rich enough playing poker that we can buy the AI tool from GTO Wizard and we can do some node locking. But
2 months ago, I had my best month ever, Larry, playing poker. I won three. It was kind of nuts. We almost made $10,000. Won three.
that is amazing. That is beautiful, man. I'm really happy for you. That's awesome.
It was the craziest thing ever, though. And then I broke even the next month. So.
But that is amazing. It makes you that such a feeling of accomplishment, like, oh, I can
I was
actually
like,
do this. This can
yeah,
actually
well,
happen.
I was thinking about it. So I told my parents and everything recently that this is what I'm doing. And I was talking to other people and I remember I was thinking something about like, I was like, maybe I could. And I was like, I can't go get a fucking job after doing this. I love this shit way too much. I'm like way too, like, I was like, it'll work out. I'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. I'm too
You're
addicted.
like a young Jeremiah Williams, man. That's what your next step is. You might start a stable. Start a stable
From what
group.
I've heard about stables are a pain in the ass. They're not worth it. But
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think Jeremiah Williams figured out the same thing. But um,
the kid
well,
in my
dude, yeah,
poker
I mean
room who's
that's an
like
awesome feeling of
asking me to coach him, and I'm like, dude, I'm not good enough yet. I'll coach you later.
who asked you to coach him?
The kid in my room he plays lower than me. I've played with him before. I've been playing a little bit of like 2-5 and stuff recently, but the only 2-5 that runs at our room is a round of each game. So it's a round of double board. So variance is much higher. So I don't really want to be running my bankroll at that.
Yeah.
But I've played played 1-3 a couple of times, and the worst thing is that like I've actually sometimes I'll be playing bomb pots and I'll see showdowns and people will look at my face and be like, "Why are you making that face? Like, what did I do?" And I'm like, I don't know anything. Like, what are you talking about?" I was like, I'm just observing." And I'm like, I don't know what because I'm like, what the fuck just happened? How the hell are these two people at the river? Or like in like Hold'em, there's like a couple of spots where I made some calls with him where he was like, "What the fuck? How did you make that call?" And I was like, I don't know. But he's like, you're not telling me everything. He's like, and I've talked with him a little bit more and more. And he's like, I know you're good at this game. He was like, he's like, I'm not gonna like, he's like, I'm in college, dude. Like, I don't care. I just want to get better at this game. He's like, I play a bunch of games in school and it would be nice to be a better player. And I was like,
Mhm.
well, he's like, you should help me out.
Well, you know what? Um, it's nice
You're-
to it's nice to have diverse sources of income if you're playing poker,
yeah.
right?
But I
So if
was
you can
the
have a
one thing,
steady
it's like,
source of income, and the other thing about coaching is that you're going to learn a lot coaching. If someone wants coaching from you, I'd say yeah, I'd do it. I'd do it in a second because you're going to learn a lot teaching him. You're going to develop the chops that are involved in being a poker coach, and that will set you up in the future for different income streams and one that's
It's,
steady.
yeah.
Those sound
I just
all
feel
like
like a
good things to
fraud.
me.
You know, like coaching someone, I'm like, dude, I play like 1-3 and 2-5. Like I feel like a fraud. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
yeah,
I
no,
can understand that. Well, just say,
yeah,
that is a
that's what,
situation where the old the old saying, I don't give a fuck, helps. It always
yeah,
helps
that's
me
true.
in those
Yeah.
situations. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, the other thing too is he's in my pool, and he's a good player. Like he is not bad. He has got certain things in his game that I'm like he does. Like he has made some bluff catches that I've watched where I'm like, what the hell? And it's not like he's an idiot that's just like putting money in the pot. Like, oh, I have strong hand. Like he's obviously in pain tanking on the river, but he's like, I don't know why you did this and this. This doesn't make sense. I call and he's right. And I'm like, it's probably not profitable long term because this guy's probably under bluffing, but I'm like, I'm surprised you like were able to put together like that because I in my head was thinking fold, 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 and he was right. So I was like, he's definitely not a bad player. Just
Well, that's an example also of where you can learn things from coaching someone, right?
yeah, I
Like
mean, he might have
if you're coaching him, he's paying you, but then you're also able to dig in and ask him questions about his game. So you learn something too.
yeah, no, that's I've considered it. There's two younger guys that have played with me now, and I'm actually friends with their fathers. I play with their dads, and their dads have asked me what I do for a living, and I've talked to them. And then the kids, next thing you know, are talking to me about poker. And they're like, "You should help me." I'm like,
Think about it, man.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't want you to know
I'd do
how
it.
I play this
I'd do
game.
it.
That's
Diverse
my thing.
income chart. Dean's right. Dean in chat is like, yeah, just, and if you don't want to do it, just add, just give them a ridiculous number.
After the recording's off, I have to about another person that has asked me that's like a pretty famous person, famous sports athlete. But
Oh, wow. You should definitely do that, dude.
yeah, his son is gonna be is just won a large golf tournament recently, pro golf tournament too, that's trying to go
Whoa,
pro.
dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
All
kind of
right.
crazy. Meet a lot of
Well,
rich
hold
people
on.
down. I'm trying to get
I'm not
trying to get
cooperating.
the yeah, I have a terrible my Wi-Fi absolutely blows. I'm running my hot. I gotta get my Wi-Fi. All right, if somebody else wants to run some, I'll let you guys know if when I get it up and going.
Also, your voice cuts out on occasion when you're talking.
Yeah, okay.
Might be the Wi-Fi
Um,
too.
this is probably that. Headphones in though, so it could be them. But well, I'm gonna disconnect for a second, see if I can get everything up, and then
All right. Um, Andy, you got hands?
I can pull some up really quick. What do we want to look at? More three bet pots? Sure.
Okay. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go collect a package. Back in a minute.
Okay. I will grab the screen. Let's see. So, oh, by the way, I was showing Larry this before. Sorry, Dean, I just lost my train of thought. Um, oh, it's gone now. I was showing Larry this before. This new feature on Peak is really cool. Um, they have this range sweeper that like we can pick our spot, right? So say low jack RFI, and then we get to fill it in. Um, and then we can submit and it scores how good we are. But now let's get to hands. I just think it's a super cool feature. That there's a lot of options with it. Tournaments and you can pick tournaments. You could pick cutoff versus RFI, hijack. A lot of really cool stuff. They have easy, medium, hard mode. But let's look at some big losing three bet pots. How's that sound?
That's good. That's what I
Some of
do
these are
sometimes.
some of these are punts.
I think most with pots that are profitable are where you see that flop and they just fold. And everything else might be punty because they are too sticky or they just have a too tight range.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when I look at, I mean, if we look at and so this actually, what the hell is going on? My computer's acting funny right now. There we go. Yeah, if I actually change this filter
Hmm.
to get rid of to where all now it's just all of my out of position three bets. Um, this is obviously a very nice graph, other than this part.
What was the
Uh,
blue money one with showdown?
Blue is money one with
Yeah, yeah. Because you bluffing a
so
lot. Andy just never stabs at a pot.
me.
No, on your HUD, it's like you have zero stab on your other HUD on this table.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, yeah. What's that mean? You just never stab it?
Well, this is only from this session,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
from this table session. So,
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
and
I thought it was
um,
all your hand something, I thought it was the HUD that shows all your stats.
I can look at all of my
No, no.
stats.
I just was wondering, I just seen the zero is why.
Do you
I
like
know
to
you
look
stab. I
at?
know you stab. Like it's obvious it has to be this table. Then yeah.
Yeah, that's just the hands from just this table session.
Uh,
I'm not even sure what my
yeah.
33%. I don't know if that's low or high,
Okay,
but
would you like to go a little bit deeper? Like, let's say it's a three bet pot where we always see bet, or it's a three bet pot where we don't see bet at all out of position, something like this.
so so this filter is specifically three bet pots where I am either in the where I'm from the blinds. So I am the three better from the
Okay.
blinds. Out
Position.
playing out of
Eh,
position. That's what this filter specifically is.
okay, and do we like to look at, let's say you don't see bet the flop, because I feel like this is where we lose the most money. Um,
What, c betting flop?
not see betting, not see betting the flop.
I mean, I can change the filter.
What
Would we
flops?
just want?
What flops, bub?
Or
Would you
I,
think?
I, yeah,
Top your head?
I'm not thinking about special flops because I feel like we have to see bet a lot of flops when we three bet pre-flop. But maybe we can see that you overdo it, like checking, and maybe that is some kind of leak. So the idea why I ask is basically like that is what I sometimes do. I feel like my opponents have a too tight range, and now I'm a little bit scared after they called pre-flop, and now I check and I just
Like you
lose
have
the
kings
pot.
and they have ace high flop or something?
Now, kings on an ace high flop, I'm not super scared, but yeah, I can lose that for sure. Yeah, something like this. You're right. I mean,
Like an under pair. I'm just saying, like a just
I
random
mean,
example, like under pair on a flop or something,
I
maybe.
am fairly sure I am massively over c betting in three bet pots.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's a
If you
good
have
point.
jacks
Then
on the
we
king
shouldn't
queen
have too
flop.
many hands where you check out of position.
yeah, I mean, this
And
is my
maybe
C bet.
maybe we have more hands than you would have guessed.
Yeah, look,
Could
he has
be
700 hands of not c betting.
What was that?
I said you have 700 hands not c betting the flop on a 3-bet pots right there.
Yeah, out of almost 4,500.
Yeah, I know. There's 700 of them.
Yeah, that's like a really good ratio.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
if
this
you,
one's a massive punt, by the way. So Brian can take it if he wants.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll play exactly the same. All right. Um, what am I looking at? Are you gonna what's going
just
on
have to
here?
decide what you want to do without knowing your hand. It's just
Okay,
blind.
cool. That's
Don't
fine. I'll
look at
play.
your cards.
That's fine.
Why? Oh. Why is it not showing my whole cards?
did you fold?
No.
He didn't look.
Oh, here we go.
That was weird.
Is it just me that can't see them?
Oh, it just popped up. You can't see
No,
him
no, you
still.
can see it. It's ace 10 offsuit.
All right, whatever.
Full.
It limps it min raise to you. Folds on the button. I'm assuming. I think I'm like lagging behind.
Min
But
raise call.
all right, yeah. So you could definitely 3-bet ace 10 if you want from small blind. You could, I think, completing kind of blows.
Does anyone
Uh,
hate just folding here? Because I feel like
No, I should have
early
folded. Like,
not
position min
bad.
raise, there's a call from the second earliest position. I mean,
Yeah,
ace
no,
10
you
is
can
not
definitely
like
do it.
nuts here, right?
Yeah, but
You can
like the
definitely fold.
second position doesn't have shit, really. The cutoff, what does he have? And like the min
What do you do?
raise with 250 big blinds, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I would
I don't know.
prefer to. I would probably just fold out small blind when it comes down to it. I don't like calling. Three betting
this
is
should be a
okay,
fold. This is not a
but
squeeze.
the thing is though is like it depends on what his two big blind opening range is. Like if that's like a standard size, then I think we should just fold. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if he has a different split size and all that shit, then like I would
Yeah, like if
probably
the min raise is kind of a scared min raise, like he wants to open, but he's scared.
yeah. All right.
Versus
But
if it's
I'm
just like
assuming you don't do
all
any
these
of those
dice.
things. I'm assuming you probably punt and call.
This is like major punt.
Okay, I can't. You're gonna have to keep me up on the action because I'm like lagging a little bit behind. So what do you do?
I 3-bet to 11.
Okay,
Original opener calls. The field caller folds.
okay,
Flop
And then
is ace of spades, eight of spades, queen of hearts.
okay.
we're
There's
ahead too.
25 bigs in the pot.
Andy,
I check.
what squeeze size would Peak use here?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is small, huh, Larry? Out of
It's a little
position.
bit small, but it might be the size that Peak
It was
uses here.
5.5x. I think that's fine. So,
And we'll have to
um,
go, yeah, 13. So it's small
Yeah, I would
ish.
use a little bit bigger here. I like to even up it to 14, especially with a hand where you really want to generate folds.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
I would up this to 14.
This
especially
hand
if
yeah.
was
you have like
quite a
You're three
while
combination.
betting
ago.
this hand, when you're three betting this hand, you're not doing it because you're like, oh, I have so much freaking thick value with ace 10 off right now that I want to play out of position. You're thinking, I would love for
Squeeze.
everybody to fold.
On the
This
flop.
hand was quite a while ago. I don't know why must have seen something from this guy before.
You might have
Is
just
his
That
looked.
made me
VPIP really
want to
90?
No, that's
90 hands,
hands.
19
I was
Oh,
VPIP.
confused about that too. Oh yeah, yeah.
raise
Okay.
Holy
first in
shit.
6.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. Yeah, we fucking shouldn't be three betting here. So we check.
yeah, I
But
would
this
check
flop is
here.
we have 87% equity.
Yeah, we check.
We did.
Huh.
And he
It
bets
says right
pot.
there.
Oh, he bets pot.
Oh, he's giving us a very reasonable price, and our ace 10 is always good here. Um, dude, I would want to fold now already.
Like I said, it's a punt.
I
Look
would
at
already
the
want to
percentage
fold
by
when he
our
bets
name,
pot.
though.
Be very hard for me to fold with the 10 of spades.
What's the percentage
Yeah.
by our name?
Yeah, the problem is once we
Here's
get there
Jack.
and this board comes up, it's pretty hard to
Mm.
fold. But
Yeah, but when somebody bets pot in a 3-bet pot, yeah, not loving it. All right, so you call. I would probably be already indifferent and starting to want to fold. Um, I would
Now
like
that
to
I
have
see
a
the
better
6-7, I don't
spade
think
than the
it's
10 of spades. But all right,
So
yeah. So then what? He bets pot. What did you do?
on the flop,
Yeah. Did you jam?
I called on the flop,
Okay.
queen of
And then
spades on the turn.
what does this guy do?
I check, he bets full pot again.
And you call.
Yeah, I mean we have an SPR of 1. Why not?
we
God, so then
raised to 76 because it was 75
Yeah,
before.
technically I
We
did check
raised one
raise.
big line.
Technically it goes in the stats as a check raise.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't fold with that one big line.
yeah, I think you could definitely fold.
Yes. And
But
Yeah.
I had more equity than I thought.
seeing his hand, I don't hate the squeeze, though. He's calling with 7-6 suited after you squeeze, so it's not like can't be horrible.
Yeah, make it extremely unprofitable from the call in the future.
Yeah.
Go to a bigger size.
Yeah, and I should have.
Or just
All
don't
right.
squeeze.
Yeah, or don't
But
squeeze bad hands to squeeze with.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
pushing the squeeze envelope there a little bit.
I know what it is like in my head when I see the 2 big blind open, it makes me want to squeeze a hand like this.
Mm-hmm.
But like I am 100% from the button or in position, from any in position, like I'm almost certainly 3-betting. But with this small size that he opens to. But from the small blind, it just fucking blows like going post flop. Like and if you are gonna do it, I would just want to be doing it to like a really big size that I could hopefully generate the most fold equity with. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That was a punt.
All right,
Um,
Queens. What are you gonna do here, man?
Fold.
Reasonable.
I think 16. I will go about 16 here.
14.
Yeah.
For the slim moment that my computer is connected to internet and working after this hand, can we run through mine real quick and then I'll be able to just connect to my phone and I'll be good again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why don't we go through this one and then we'll do that.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I said. Once
all
we're
right.
done with this.
So you get to you squeeze to 14. You get a double flatter. What do we know about this guy with our
We only have
9
9
hands?
hands
Not
on him, so
much.
next to nothing.
So his
Other than he's
range.
a broken stack who's double calling.
So the only hand you're worried about here is 9s. And so I think you got a shit ton of equity here. I would turn this into a 2-street game. So our SPR is 2. So what is that? You have to bet a third to get it all in on turn.
So yeah, I don't have it anymore.
Oh no, I'm wrong. Yeah, you have to have about 60%. So I would bet 60% here. And then yeah. And then okay, so he's got 9. He's gonna have 10s and jacks here too much for me
Yeah.
not to
He's more
call.
10 9s.
Sometimes he's gonna have 9s, and that's sad, but you're not folding.
Oh, damn, River. What?
Yeah, nice hand set.
That was not a punt by us.
Yes, this was
Nope.
not a punt. This is well played.
There's the double flatting range. How are we going to range that?
Yeah,
next
exactly. So, Brian, you want to show your hands?
Yeah. All right. Hopefully it works.
More fingers crossed. It wouldn't be a Friday without some good Brian punts.
Where's
These
that
ones are
golf
close.
club?
I'm not thrilled about. I don't know how I feel about how.
Golf league was really fun last night. We got to play no penalty strokes on lost balls, free drops, because nobody could see their ball after about 100 yards because of the smoke.
Oh my God. So, is it like, do you just like cough constantly when you're outside?
It's hard to breathe a little bit when you're out there for a while. I was
Yeah.
more like coughing this morning and kind of coughing and hacking this morning a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely like being outside, I got a pretty good headache.
That's insane. How long is it supposed to last?
It's supposed to clear up a little bit today with some rain and thunderstorms coming through, and then it's supposed to get even worse tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
It'll probably last as
Okay.
long as the
All
fires
right.
do.
All right. Did you get them in the group chat? Did you see the hands I sent?
Um,
It's gonna be
I
20.
did.
Okay, could somebody put them up for me then?
Did
Because
you?
I don't think you posted them in the chat.
I put
I
them in
just
the
got,
CGSG.
Oh, in that
yeah,
chat.
You got them? It
yep, I
says
got
this.
them.
All right,
Okay.
Brian. All right, Andy, show us Brian's hands.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay,
I
let
just get.
me let me load them both up. All right.
Brian is a
Uh,
poor poker player. He can't afford ultra fast broadband.
yeah, like Wi-Fi and computers and all this crazy tech stuff. I get it.
It's hard.
He's
That's
stealing
why I
McDonald's
don't have
internet.
access to a solver, and I just mooch off of you guys for everything I need.
He's at Starbucks right now.
Yes, actually, I live in a box out front.
I
All right.
hope it's laminated.
Yeah, we got a lot of storms last night. Um, somebody who wants to play this.
Dean, you want to do it?
Yeah, 3-bet.
Well, so this is a
Oh,
button
the
straddle.
straddle. Oh, okay, I thought he bet.
Oh, the button
So
straddle.
we're
Oh,
first.
First act. Technically, this hand is
Oh
like
yeah.
pretty close in first act.
So what do
Yeah.
you? What's like the race at like 25?
Yeah, on a straddle, I opened a 5x. It's a $5
Yeah,
straddle,
yeah, yeah. 25 good.
unless there's a reason for me to go bigger, which I probably should start going bigger
Yeah,
at this point.
there is. I
Jesus
just
Christ.
seen
So,
it.
Okay,
you considered a pure limping strategy from the blinds versus a button straddle, or looked at that at all?
that really only makes a lot of sense in my head when if I have very aggressive players behind me. When I really just don't have aggressive players behind me, I don't think it makes sense to be like if the straddler is the type of player that straddles and like raises his straddle almost all the time, then having a pure limping straddle strategy makes some sense. Or if like you're at a table where people are pretty aggressive and you then get to, isolate people more, it makes sense, but I don't think it makes sense in a dynamic where people are just going to limp behind then and then you just end up in a lot of multi-way small pots out of position.
But you do have like a limping range that you for with hands that you want to like realize equity since they're not going to get raised.
So this is something I talked about with Scotty too, was that like whenever I had a rougher month last month, and in my month I was like, I gotta adjust like whatever, even though I'm not running good, I think there's things that I can be doing better. And when it came down to was that I just don't need to be playing that many implied odds hands. People just are over folding to aggression so much that I'm just not getting paid off when I hit my hand. So why does it matter if I see a ton of flops with, pocket fives or pocket fours when I'm just unlikely to be getting paid off unless I'm super coolering someone. So
But
I
you
was like,
can have turn them into bluffs too and win a lot of pots that way.
yeah, but am I going to be my most profitable bluffs going to come from being multi-way out of position?
Well, if they're over folding, yeah.
They are, but I'm saying I'm still put into more difficult. Like my best. You're right. That's true that I will have some, but that is the most difficult way to to bluff in that spot is like because I'm gonna have a lot of times where someone just bets and I fold, and then there's a lot of hands like I mean the hand that we're playing now where I am able to get creative and do a lot of things, but I mean a lot of the time you end up putting money in, getting called in three spots behind you, checking the flop when you miss, and then one person bets, one person calls, and you're just in a shit spot where you don't want to be bluffing and you don't want to be calling. So it's kind of like you're just kind of torching money in my head, is what it looks like. But I understand what you're saying. It's just that the best places for me to bluff are going to be like I'll play multi-way in position. I'm okay with that, like because I can really maneuver in that way. But I mean, I want to be playing heads up in position. I think I understand the limping. I understand why you would want to limp. I just don't see the value if I'm just not getting paid with a lot of the hands that like want to see a flop when I do make big hands. You know?
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
sense. I mean, right
I
at
mean,
money
definitely
window.
you if you have enough aggressive players at the table that are going to raise the straddle enough, it can be it can be really beneficial to go to a pure limping strategy from the blinds versus a button straddle.
That's something. Yes, I talked about it with Scotty, and I was just like, it just doesn't. He was like, "Well, why are you doing?" Because I did it for like a couple of days, and I was like, I just felt like it wasn't worth it because I was like, unless I have a player that's just there's a lot of aggressive players, or the straddler is just always raising his straddle, then it doesn't really make sense if it just becomes I just basically get to limp into a bunch of pots, which is all right, but now I'm way out of position to like five players with hands that I generally don't get paid off with unless I get sucked out on or you know what I mean. But yeah, that would be my reasoning for not doing it, but I can understand it. Okay, who's playing this hand? I think it's Dean. Yeah. All
Mhm.
right. Your first act.
I'm just checking it. It's king high still, but out of position with that. I'll just check it.
Is it me or does this seem like a beautiful check raise spot?
Oh, why do you think we route this hand?
Yeah, this seems like just like a dream check raise. Ooh,
Um,
Okay.
Hard dream check through. I'd check again. 5-6 got there, all the fucking sets. It's not like player 6, player 7 are automatically just betting their best hands. They might check too.
I think they're mostly capped player 6, player 7. Player 7 is absolutely capped. That guy's a total donkey. Like he's just stabbing if he has anything. Uh,
Oh,
Player 6 is a reg. I don't think he's really protecting his checking range a ton. He just like I would remove. First of all, he didn't three bet me. He just doesn't have his strongest king X, and he's betting a lot of his strong. If he were to, because he'll probably call behind with a hand like king queen, but I don't think he's checking king queen on the flop.
but he checks like he could check sevens,
Yes.
5-6,
Yep.
7-8.
Yep.
So there's still like lots of hands that,
Yep.
and like, what are we trying to get to fold? Like nines or something?
I didn't say I want to bet. I want to check.
Oh, yeah, I'm checking.
I want to check and see what they do.
so you bet's 50. Okay.
This guy, he's the reg. Like he's still going to be like if he has a big hand here, a lot of money's going in.
Do you
Yeah,
think you've got enough stack depth to pull off a two street bluff here?
Well, I brought this hand.
Got it.
Um, yeah, that was my reasoning for bringing this hand is that I check raise here, and I kind of decided I don't know if I like it because
Um,
I'm in between because I'm like it kind of has to work now or I need to get there, but which is
Nice.
okay. Like it gets through. I think they're very capped, so like I expect it to get through a lot, but I think maybe I just size up a little bit more in this spot when I'm gonna check raise here
Well, the
because
problem with sizing up, so sizing up more than 250.
yeah, because I'm like I don't think that there's any size I can really do here that when I get called I have a good jam on the river.
yeah.
So, because like if we go back to the pot, please. How much is in the pot after they both call? After that guy bets 50 and then this guy calls. Um, 200 in the pot. So if I go to like 150 here and I call by one player, there's 350, 450 in the pot, and I kind of just have like a pot size bet behind, a little bit less than pot, which I mean I might get some folds from that. Um,
I think at 150 you got two streets of ammunition, but I think when you use 250 here, you're one and done unless you hit.
that was kind of what went through my
Yeah.
head is I just didn't know how I felt about going 150 here and thinking whether I'm get like I think when I get called at 150, I think most of the time I just don't get like the thing is though he just doesn't have a ton of strong kings either. That's why I'm doing this, and he doesn't have a lot of strong hands. I think that come out and bet this size on the turn. So I think I'm gonna get a ton of folds. I just think that maybe he's pot committed when I only go 150. I agree. I don't know. I was in between. I chose to go to 250 because I thought I was like I probably am just doing a one and done. So let's just add extra money on top
Yeah, I
here.
see your point.
But I also think that if I'm doing that, I should probably just go to like 300 some if I'm gonna take that size. And I think this size might be a little bit like in between to just be like, all right, we're just gonna make everything fold right now because we don't have enough behind to go for it on the river.
The
Yeah, I think
small
I would prefer
sizing,
two streets. I think it tells a better story. And also, I mean, so he's gonna call with like King 10, King 9,
At 150, yeah.
but it's very hard for him to call a pot or close to over pot bet on river again.
the
Sure.
small sizing sounds so much better in position, but then I wonder, do we even have to raise when we are in position? Let's say small blind bets 50, hijack calls, and now we are in the cutoff. So what do we do here with ace queen suited? Would you ever raise or just call?
Where? What are we talking about? I'm in position.
Yeah,
Basically
but
the
we would
same
have bet the flop
positions,
in position.
but you would switch your position with cutoff.
We would
Uh,
have bet the flop.
Yeah, I would have bet the flop. I mean, all right, let's say for whatever reason I don't bet the flop. I would I wouldn't want to see that changes the entire dynamic of this hand. Is like his range is now uncapped when I'm in
Hmm.
position to him because he's checking and flow to me. So I don't want to check raise as much because his range is uncapped. And I
Mhm.
think maybe like I could read into his sizing a bit and be like, okay, he probably maybe I find a little bit of check raises because he's just coming out and betting half pot. But I don't think he's as capped as he is right now because he checks the flop and now comes out and bets half pot whenever after I check to him. When so like he wasn't naturally checking and flow to somebody. So I don't get to that spot a lot. I might still raise in that spot in position though, just because of his sizing, might have been like, okay, I don't think he's gonna have his absolute top of range in this sizing, so I'll probably be able to make him fold everything. But I very likely would have just bet the flop if I was in position.
Are
Yeah.
we finding too many bluffs,
What'd you say?
or so or I was meant if we were in position there, would we be finding too many bluffs then if we're like raising this and we have like a lot of other shit too?
I
In,
mean,
I'm saying in position, if we happen to get here like that.
yeah, I'm always finding too many bluffs. That's just constant. But the it's it's just kind of profitable as hell at these games because they just overfold and all that shit. Um,
No, I mean against this like the uncapped range, if like
oh
in a
yeah,
scenario, not here.
yeah. I'm not dying. That's the thing is that the dynamic is just different when I'm in position,
Uh-huh.
and his range is just uncapped. So I don't want to check raise quite as much. I don't want to in position raise as much there, just because his range is capped in that spot. His range is less capped in that spot. But yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know, but that's the difference is that it's that he is like what if we for whatever reason I just flatted behind on the button with ace queen suited, which I would probably almost never do, but I have ace queen suited, I flatted behind and he's the initial aggressor pre-flop.
Mhm.
or the guy or the a guy to his right is the aggressor pre-flop. That guy checks and he checks behind, and then that guy checks. I would still probably almost always bet. But let's say I didn't bet, and then now that guy comes out and bets the turn. I'm absolutely in position raising there because his range is very capped when he got checked two on the flop, checked, and then
Okay, cool.
now comes out and bets. Now I'm definitely in position raising. That's
And
just a different dynamic, you know?
and with that, I would say we are now out of position and we want to raise because even in position we would raise, right? But out of position it's even more necessary with a lot of hands, and I personally would just jam here.
Jamming, I mean, I could just jam. I just think that I don't
It's
I
a
don't know.
jamming is a
Generate more
very
folds.
large size.
Yeah, it's just a kind of
Jamming is
psycho
massive.
bet.
It's not really massive because the pot is already 200 and we have 600. It's not 575. It's not really.
A
The thing is,
2x pot jam on turn is probably the 2x pot jam on turn is the
The only
well, I
reason
don't
to
know. I
not
guess I
do
mean
it
that's
is basically to
it's just a
say
very
like
large it's a very
you
large
don't want
jam
to
relative to pot.
you don't want to fold out other flush draws. Let's say someone has Jack 10 suited.
I hate, I'm not trying to be an ass, or I just don't like when we say that because when it comes down to it, our hand is a draw with ace high. I am perfectly
Out of
fine with
position too.
every
So we're
like it's
Yeah, yeah.
okay. It's fine with me if everybody folds. It
yeah,
does
we're
not matter.
happy like because no
We have
flush
no make
comes and we check and they bluff us off this anyway. So like the Jack 10 in position is that like strong versus
Yeah,
ace
Yeah.
hand.
it's like I don't care if a worse flush folds. It's very likely that one of these players has a made hand. So
Hmm.
it's not the end of the world if a worse folds, but if the made hand folds as well, that's fantastic. That's I don't know. People are like, we don't want these hands to fold. It's like
Oh, that is true.
but you are when you have a draw, it is 99% of the time perfectly fine if everything folds.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
their hand has equity against your hand most of the time, and you have no made hand. You if everything folds, that's good. You get the win.
And I don't see a jam like folding out any more range, like enough cards to like make it worth it.
That's the thing is I think that like I was thinking like 300. I think Jam. First of all, if they ever have the idea, he is a reg. If he ever has the idea that I'm just blasting here, like with some sort of draw because I'm jamming. Like I see some of the players that do that. They'll snap off when somebody does like a fishy line like this because they're like, you just wouldn't do this with value. Like you're not just gonna go check jam value. You just have a draw 90% of the time,
Yeah.
so fall off. And he is a reg. I'm not saying he's good, but like they can have those type of things. I think it might just look more bluffy to do it that way, and it also doesn't accomplish getting more hands to fold than like 300 does. I don't think it really
Yeah.
changes that much. 300, 350. So like I'm just putting more at risk.
And I think you're right. It does look like way more bluffy. Like he's not first, he check, let's say you check eights or something on the flop. Are you checking them on the turn after a check through just to get a check jam in there?
No,
I feel like,
I might check raise eights here though. I might check again with eights. But all right. Well, yeah, it gets through. I just wanted to see. I don't know. I didn't think there was a great way to go two streets on this bluff, and maybe there is. Maybe 150 is a good size, but I think that maybe it's like I don't know. I think in my head, I think
I think
150
it's
is.
good out of position. Yeah, I think it's good. And I was on Team Larry on the
150
flop.
is
I
a
would have
great
check
size
raised too.
because I mean 150 is probably you get the betting lead, you're saying you're strong. You still get to keep the flush draws if there's other flush draws out there, you get to keep them in.
Yeah, it's
Because
just
the
it
flush
might.
draw is probably not folding for another 100. If the flush comes, you get to stack them. If the flush doesn't, and then any weaker, you're not never against any made hands you're against are never all that strong. So when you jam river, they're just going to fold everything. I like 150 a lot there because I think you can. I think that's going to accomplish keeping the flush draws that we have just absolutely crushed in still.
Yeah, I mean, my thing was that I don't know if I get the made King X, like King 10, to then fold river when I jam, when I go 150. Like when I get called there, I don't know if I get them to fold. I mean, yeah, it probably happens at a high enough frequency that it's profitable because I only need them to fold. I only need to win the hand like 33% of the time because it's about a pot size jam. So if they fold out, if I can say that they're folding out probably 75-80% of the time, that's profitable. But I don't know. I was close, and I thought that I could probably just push max fold equity here on the turn. But all right,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
all right,
Plus, if
Andy.
it's flush, it's not like we're getting paid off anyway, so might as well collect that money now.
Okay, the other caveat on this hand is that I put in the stack depth wrong, and I think I probably have about 150 less than I do is effective.
We saw
But
Andy with ace 10 off, so I already know he's in
Oh.
it.
all right, who
He's
wants?
ready to three bet this shit, huh, Andy?
Oh yeah, we're three betting.
Jesus, get in.
Bad reg, fish
Oof.
calls. Bad reg opened. All right, boo, boo.
We're punting on this? Wait, how do we
Terrible
punt
flop.
this hand?
An absolute garbage for a limp call range and a calling a three bet out of position range. There's no way anybody got a piece of this, so we're just gonna check this flop.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we should do.
Right. 100% of the time.
Are you
No
playing
way
this hand,
anybody
Andy?
has any bit of this.
Are you
We're
betting this hand?
betting one
Are
big
you,
blind so we
Yeah.
can keep all their backdoor flush draws in.
Now, in theory, we bet here because we're unblocking all the continues, but maybe I misunderstood the action. Can you do pre-flop again, please? I'm sorry. Thank you.
Phil Ivy, he would be
We have
looking
an
at his
open to
phone for
20,
sports betting.
limp,
We'll
limp
three
call.
bet to 60.
We three bet an ISOer. Yeah, I
And
think
then the limper and the ISO are both call, and we flop the nutty nuts. I'm
so.
for sure betting here at 100% frequency.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we
Please get
definitely.
check raised.
Thank you, Andy. I think you just think geo here. What's geometric? This is definitely a geometric spot. So like, what bet smoothing gets all the money in by river? So
me?
your SPR is what? Your SPR is essentially, we'll say 3 or 4, somewhere around there. So I would bet about 40% pot on, and then 40% pot gets it all in by river. 40, 40, 40.
Yeah. It's about
I go
there's just
bigger
there's
just
no way.
because there's a lot of like scary cards
It's not. I think I don't know if.
for
Okay,
them.
let you guys play. I don't know how I feel about this. All right, my bet. I bet like 60 here. I think is what I come out and bet. I
I
bet like.
like betting a third here just
I don't like it.
I think we can go bigger. I don't. I in this spot. I mean, this might have just been a little bit of autopilot. Like,
What a dream. My God.
Yeah, no, that's
okay,
wonderful.
all right. Now we have. He donks out for 75.
It's getting even better.
Okay. We
Smoke
have
that
like
shit
we are
off,
like
please.
500. We're like 500 effective right now, like 450 behind right now. That's the problem is my stack size was off when I input this hand.
So we've got 500 in the pot, and so the SPR now is 1.
Yeah, and I have like 400. I think I have like 450 right now with facing the $75 bet. And
rip
I
it.
was
Yeah.
My
that's what I
thought,
was thinking.
go ahead, sorry, Brian.
So I'm in the spot where I'm like, I don't want this like I've seen this fish do what he's doing this with a lot of like bullshit drawly type of hands. I don't think this reg is gonna have anything. I think at like he's gonna have a shitload of 2 pair here,
Yeah.
and
Or
like pair plus
sets.
straight draw sets. Like the reg has probably a ton of pair plus straight draw. Like in all of these different hands, and I'm like, are they folding? And I was like, I only have like I don't want him to like set his price here. but I'm like, what if I raise like to anything other than all in? It feels kind of stupid. It's like in my head, it was
You
like
have 400 behind?
I have like 450, I think, is what I have. So if I call this bet, I have 375. I have
I would
375.
I think this is a spot with the nutty nuts where you click a lot. I think clicking is fine here.
Okay. I mean,
So
I
like
was
150 to 200.
Their
yeah.
range is scream that they'll give a call though. It feels
That
like
was my thing is I thought that their ranges are probably just strong enough here that like I should just put the money in. I'm
the
Yeah.
like,
other thing is like
Yeah.
there's a lot of
You're
rivers
against
that we're not going to get paid on.
I think you're against a couple like their ranges are definitely strong enough that you're going to get called in at least one spot by ripping it here. I'm if these stack sizes were correct, we have more options, but given that you said we have 450,
yes, that was
I think
the
ripping it is
that's what's
absolutely the
important is that if I had these stack sizes, I don't think I'm doing this. But I remember like in game because I remember I built this hand out and I was like, oh, I can't have been that deep because I remember my river jam was less than 500. And I know that the sizing, I remember the sizings of the way the hand played out. So I was like, there's no way that I was that deep starting the hand because I didn't realize. I mean, I just, yeah, I don't, I guess I didn't realize it when I was playing, but I was like, so because I remember think tanking before I put it in because I was like, I'm raising here, but I don't know what size to do. And I'm looking at my stack, I'm looking at their stacks, I'm thinking about their ranges. I'm like, there's no size other than all in, at least in my head was what went through. It was like, I don't think I can really do much other than just jam.
yeah.
Because I have 450 or whatever it was. I think it was like I think my river bet was they asked me to count. It was like 425, 450 or something like that. So I ended up jamming, and they both fold.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm of the opinion that, like I said previously, I think your hand is too good for a jam. I mean, certainly there is some portion of the range that's going to call. The two pair is probably going to call.
Well, shit,
Two
did the
pair plus
reveal,
is going to
and
call, but I mean, it's very 15% of the time we
Air
have two
plus
pair
flush
spots.
draw.
okay,
So
well,
I think your hand is too good for this. I think you prefer a click. I think you prefer like a 150 to 200.
okay, yeah, I considered that, and I felt like in my head I was like, so when player the first player out of position when he because I know what his range is that does this. It's like a lot of bullshit. That's not super strong, but it's like usually has some sort of drawing equity. It's like I'm like, do I just kind of let him play perfectly if I click here for when he has some like ace queen with ace queen of hearts or something like that,
Like ace
or
queen with the queen of hearts.
no ace queen of hearts, like
Oh.
stuff like that. And I was like, because I know what his range is that does this stuff because I've watched him play now, and he was a donking machine, and every donking he kept on just sucking out every time, and every time he donked, it was like a pair plus straight draw or some sort of straight draw or gutter ball or
Mhm.
something like that, like something bullshit. So
So
I was
I mean, so there's one good thing. I mean, so you've denied equity to their 7, 8 of hearts, but I think your hand is too good, and you just accept you could get. I don't think you're playing an equity denial game here.
no, I'm that's not
You're
my
not one
idea.
motivated by equity
I think
denial,
so. There's so many
but
rivers
I
that
think
shit.
your hand is just too good
We're not getting paid on a lot of
for
rivers though.
this for this play. I think yeah, but we don't get paid on a lot of rivers, but we do want to extract value from the portion of the range that is donking here and or calling a donk.
Yeah, which is like
And so
a
like
lot of things that can call us
That was my thing. That's my
jams with
thing. But
I
I
just
equity.
don't I think it's a
Actually,
fine
this
line. I
way.
think that you should really I mean, if I think technically the way to think about this is that you want to offer them about 25% pot odds. And so then you're making a VIG of about 7% on the 18% equity they have with their draws.
okay. I think that's reason. My head I kind of just thought like they're very one of them. I think that it's very likely that the caller has like two pair plus in this spot, and I
This
expect that
guy
I'm
has got to be strong. This
like
guy, monkey in the
yeah.
middle's got to be strong. He overcalls on the flop, and then he calls next to act versus a turn donk.
That's my thing. That's what's going through my head is I'm like if I would never try to get him to fold a set or two pair here. Like I was like so I think I can probably just put it in, and if that other guy has something that he like ace queen of hearts or some sort of like pair of ace x, all ace x is a straight draw. All ace x with a pair is pair plus straight draw. So like queen 10, king, king 10, jack 10, all that stuff. I'm like, I just like this guy's a donkey. Like he might just pay it off. Like I don't know. In my head, it was like I think there's. This isn't like this was not a fear based. I'm gonna get sucked out on
No,
by
I don't think
a
that's the way
flush.
you play.
This
But I
was
think
a
you are missing value here. I
okay.
think I think the way to think about this, like I said before, is offer 25 to 30% as their price, and their equity's 18%. Your profit is that vig because they're going to call it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, obviously they have side odds. That's a different conversation, but yeah, I
The
think
click
I
is
think
just
you
like
need to. I think $200 is good here.
the
Okay.
click is just targeting like their draws, like shitty draws though. Like the all in is just targeting all their premium good hands. And it's like, why not get it all in right now?
I don't know. I feel like this was in between. I don't know how I feel about this play, and this could be results oriented that I didn't get called. And you can do the showdown now. Andy, go to the. I know what both their hands were, um, and I was shocked to
Hmm.
get the fold
Queen, wow.
from King Queen. That's a hand that I was like, that's just not folding. Like I'm like I just don't expect a set or two pair to fold here. Like I can have a lot of people are probably going to put me on hands like Ace King, so you know
How much do you
I,
play with that? Oh, bad rake.
I,
How much do you play with them?
I've only played with him like two times now. I've started playing very aggressive. I realized that I was not being aggressive enough pre-flop, and I need to just ISO the shit out of people pre-flop because they play so bad. And I was like, I started doing it for like 3 sessions in a row, and I was like, oh wow, my profitability has shot through the roof again because these people are just terrible, and I just want to be heads up in position. I think I was playing too much bingo.
Yeah,
I
yeah. You want to take too
I
much.
have a question here. So, anyone, I think everyone said raise the turn. And do you really hate calling the turn?
Calling,
Because
no, I'm not calling.
why are you not calling this?
Why would I call? I'm there. I'm very, very specifically. I'm very sure about what the original fish's donking range. As
We have the nuts against two fairly strong ranges. Why would we ever call?
yeah, and then we have, and then
The reason is
his
if
next
if
to act. I'm saying why what his next to act calling range is very strong.
Mhm.
So what happens? Like this is a spot where it's like a lot of the time. I think I have to be raising. It's just a matter of what size am I raising to, because maybe my size is too big. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But under what I thought is I'm never two pairs never folding. Let's give this fish a chance to call off with some sort of weird ass pair plus straight draw, flush draw, stuff like that,
but
and run it because I have the nuts. Versus when we call, what do we do? It doesn't
okay,
really.
let I mean he even folded king queen, but let's say he has queen 10 of hearts and you raise to what 200 150. Just click it. I mean obviously he will call and now the rivers are hard, he jams. What are you doing? I mean, obviously, I guess you have to fold, but the the thing is, if you want to raise here against a hand like this, you have to raise big. That's what you did, right? You just jammed because you said like, if he has queen 10 of hearts, he will just call me because he
Well, I'm
has
saying I'm
such a
giving him a
strong door.
chance too, and I'm saying I don't. I think somebody has. There's a lot of two pairs and sets out there, and I don't think those hands are folding. I was wrong, but
Yeah,
But
I'm very surprised to see top two fold here. It's just
Yeah.
okay, but I just want to get to the last thing. If we would have called, what bad hand? Really, our hand is so strong. There's not a lot of bad stuff that can happen on the river. Okay, the board could pair. That's not great. Um, and a heart would be like I don't know how scary a heart is because I don't know how many backdoor flush draws they have on the
I don't
flop.
think about the game in this way whatsoever. Like, I'm not worried about getting sucked out on. I do not care about that. My idea is what is their range and what do I want them to do? I want them to put in the most amount of money while they are still drawing very slimly.
Okay,
So when
and
their
then
ranges here are set and hands that just aren't going to fold, I'm thinking that are likely not folding. Why would I not put in maximum amount of money against that hand? Because
okay,
like when I just call here, like, oh, I could be scared of heart, board pair, whatever. There are also cards that downgrade his hand. When I have aces here and a deuce pairs, his hand just got downgraded. When a jack pairs and I have aces, his hand just got downgraded. When he has when a 10 peels off, I'm never getting paid by two pair. When an ace peels off, I'm never getting paid by two pair. All
Yeah.
of those hands that I just can't get paid off by whenever they come in, and I also think they're just not folding right now. Even when a heart comes, maybe, I mean, if it checked to me, I'm still going for value when a backdoor hearts come in, but I think I have less likely of a chance of getting paid by top two now because the backdoor flush came in. So it's like those are a lot of bad cards that aren't going to get me paid. I think we just need, like, I'm not scared of bad runouts. I'm scared of the idea that they are going to get away from it when I'm already saying that they have a lot of
oh
strong hands in their range that will pay me off right now, that are likely to pay me off right now.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
let's say
what
the
would
ace
King
of
Queen call
hearts
on the
comes.
river that he wouldn't have called right now?
Yeah, like,
What river card is hitting that the King and Queen's like, oh yeah, I can get it in now
well, that's the
if
thing
I'm
too. Is
not getting it in now.
yeah, they still have two. They like if they're not calling with their hands right now, then they're not calling shit on the river because
Yeah.
look at their like they still have hope right now. Like
Hmm.
King Queen still has hope, Ace Jack still has hope. Those are two hands that both have hope right now. That when the river bricks off, I don't get paid by as much because they're just they didn't improve. If they weren't going to call now, they weren't going to call the river.
Yeah, on the river, like Ace Jack's only calling if a 10 hits and King Queen won't call, then
Yeah, I mean, I just think that slow playing big hands multi-way is an absolute punt in live poker, bub. Like if or in cash in general, in most poker, like I think slow playing is generally terrible. I just because it's like it's very basic of just bet your strongest hands, especially if you think their range is very strong. Like in this spot, this we know this is a strong dynamic. Like that call, he overcalls the flop and then calls a donk next to act. That's a strong hand. Like I was basically removing anything other than like I thought the weakest hand he has is ace king if he for whatever reason just flatted.
Hmm.
I mean, he's got a ton of strong hands here. So it's like why I mean, I think and I didn't think he'd fold it. I was wrong. I didn't think he'd fold it. But I mean,
not top two. Maybe like Queen Jack.
I think a lot of the time we get a call here.
Yeah.
And we get
That's was it like a tank fold or did he fold pretty quickly?
he tanked and then he flipped over top two and folded.
That's
And I showed my
crazy.
value. I showed my value because I love showing value to people. It's my favorite thing ever.
Should have showed
Yeah,
one.
because next time you won't have it.
Should have told him to pick one.
In this configuration, I would not be bluffing often. This is not. I did not
Yeah,
expect.
yeah.
I did not expect to get. I expected at least one player to call here. Fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy. I like the jam here. I think especially the bad reg guy, he is just so strong.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
has like
His range
jacks,
is so
jack,
strong
queen.
that I mean folding is insane.
and I say Ace King is the worst hand he has. He does four bet off Ace King a decent frequency, so I already reduced Ace King. So I was like, he just has, and he's going to continue too wide. I know that. So he has like every combo of King, Queen, Queen, Jack, all of the jacks, all the queens. I was like, this is like his range should be super strong here, and I don't think it's folding. Like I wasn't surprised to see the fish.
He's got that dirty B word too to more of your thick value. So
Yeah, that was
How many odds are there on the river that people don't continue betting versus where they don't?
The
what,
ace jack, he's not going to bet any river.
yeah. He's not betting the
And the
river.
king queen guy, let's say how
The
many?
King Queen guy proceeded with just a call next to act. I'm wondering whether he bets the river because even him, he's obviously already scared right now. Even though I mean, I can't believe it's a good fold. I'm actually
He's
surprised.
scared now, like
I mean, I don't know if
maybe a
it's a good
seven
fold.
over or something.
but but then again, like I see bet into two players, and now I'm raising over a donk and then a call next to act. I should have like a set at least. Like, I
Right.
should have a
Yeah,
very strong hand.
yeah, that's the thing. If you called, I feel like yes, 1/4 of the deck would slow them down, but the
Way
other
more.
75% doesn't
No,
slow them down really.
nah,
But
I
more than
think
a
call
quarter.
is the worst play here.
It's
Absolutely
Okay,
worst play.
okay,
Strong
why
calling.
do I think so wrong here? Because I don't really get it.
I think that you might have a more
The deck's
passive
sparse already.
mindset. It could be that. I don't know. I'm not sure why you're thinking I don't want to say you're thinking wrong. I'm just saying like do you like
I
when
think
we
it could
say
also come from tournament brain because I know Bob, you come from more of a
Yeah,
tournament background and
lower
tournament
SPR.
play, where like this spot in tournaments at this kind of stack depth is is a lot more cautious than it is in cash.
yeah, it also just doesn't happen that much in tournaments, but the spot is here. No, the reason that I would say I think you're not understanding the dynamic of the way this hand plays out is why. Like when you're multi-way here and I see bet into two players and I get called, then overcalled. Those are already two pretty strong ranges generally.
Yes.
So we already said that these guys are going to have a lot of top pair plus straight draw, like two pair plus. Like
Hmm.
that's what their ranges are likely to be a decent amount of the time, especially the call next the overcall. So now on the turn, when somebody donks and a player calls next to act multi-way with the initial aggressor still left to act, that
Yep.
range is fucking
Yeah.
strong. Like
Yeah, that's
that is usually two pair plus, if not like only sets here.
Or at least, I mean, I would give him for the weakest hand like King 10. So a king, the top pair with at
yeah,
least a
but King
draw.
10 is still pair plus straight plus open-ended
Yeah, yeah,
straight
yeah,
draw. That's a
And
exactly.
that's
strong
still a
I'm
range.
hand
I'm just
that's
saying
not,
one pair with a really good draw. Yeah,
and that's a
that's
hand
something
that's
I would
not
give him.
paying me on the river. So why would I be checking? Why would I call? That would be
That's
my
a hand that's going to pay more now, but is not going to pay anything on the river. So get the money now. That way, we're the cards you said they're more scared of them than we're more scared of them in the sense that they kill our action, not that we're scared
Yeah.
that
yeah. Like that's
um
when the heart draw came in. I'm not sitting here like, oh no, there's hearts on the board now. My brain is okay. This guy donked. What's his range? It donks. What's this guy's range? It calls next to act. Are they very strong or are they very weak? What is my hand and what does my hand want to do? My hand is the nuts. They have a lot of strong hands in their range. Let's make them put maximum amount of money in the pot right now.
We'd be hoping for like a 9,
Yeah.
maybe. And then like
yeah,
still there's a lot of hands that will end
the
up folding because of the
A
straight.
nine's terrible. It's a fucking four card
Against
straight
these,
there.
against
Yeah.
these, yeah, but I'm saying like against a pair push draw,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's what we'd be hoping for. King 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
9.
That's what, but yeah, it's still not a great card. Like
No,
I'm
it
looking
still
at
scares everything else away.
yeah, and a lot of his range is like when I'm holding ace 10 blockers, blah, 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 whatever, they have less combos of pair plus straight draw. And I
Yeah.
already am almost like when that guy donked out, I was like basically like this guy has pair plus straight draw like 90% of the time right now because of the way I've seen him play in the last like couple of hours that I was playing with him. And then when that guy calls next act, my brain is already like he's the one that has a lot of two pair plus. So it's like
Yeah.
we are getting paid by one of them. So let's put the money in.
yeah, and we got
I
to
think I'm
remember,
about ready. I
Bob,
got
like
2 pairs
the
plus too.
dynamic changes so much here being multi-way. If the hand had gone, let's say either bad reg or fish fold to the pre-flop action, so we go to the flop heads up, they check, we bet, and then they donk into us, that changes things a lot. But having the guy and the monkey in the middle, who he obviously was strong enough to raise pre and call a three bet, and then he overcalls a continuation bet and then calls next to act. I'm not even giving him ace king. I'm not even giving him any one pair hands. He has two pair plus, period. Or pair plus straight draw is his only one pair hands.
That's the difference. I think that you're not thinking about it like the dynamic of the hand as much as and how like strong their ranges should be. At least one of their ranges should be very strong here, and we're pretty sure it's the brag in between.
What would you do with like jacks or kings or like a set here?
If I had kings here, I would say I'm likely I it would be like a really close spot, and I would probably still put the money in. I think with kings or queens, I think you can put the money in pretty comfortably here. Um, it's in between. Like he can have the straight, which is fine, but he still has king jack. He can still I know I don't he doesn't have a ton of combos left, but it's king jack, king queen, all of that shit. I think that like jacks would be like I think jacks I'm probably just calling because with jacks I would still be like slightly concerned about queen queen here because of how what the action went and that I know they're not four betting off enough with it.
Right.
So
Is your raise always nutted here? Are you going to use some like flush draws too? Like
dude, I mean, this is a spot like I can't think of, I wouldn't want to be bluffing in this spot often. Like I would have to
uh-uh.
have like piles of equity here to be bluffing. And even then it's like I get such a great price with those hands and I already would assume I like because when we jammed here, we expect that we're never like it happened this time, right? But we both said we're just not getting folds here, right? One of these
Yeah.
players is calling. So I don't really want to be jamming a lot of hand. I don't really want to be jamming as a bluff here a ton. Like I would think and when I get that price on the turn, like if I had ace queen of hearts or whatever, or ace king of hearts or whatever here, I think I'd probably just call. I have such a great price for I can hit my straight, I can hit my flush, and then evaluate the river. And I'm very likely not good, but I can also sometimes I can hit an ace and be good and just check it back on the river. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just don't think I want to have bluffs here. I mean, like maybe if I'm playing
No,
against two
yeah.
really good players, but I'm playing against a fish and a bad reg, I don't think I want to have bluffs here. Like
And plus,
maybe,
it's hard to even have many bluffs anyways because you bet the flop. Like you're not, you'd have to double barrel multi-way for it to have a bluff here.
yeah, and it's also like, especially with the way the donk is, it's like I'm just getting a great price in position if I have some sort of big draw or something like that. And I already think I have, like in this spot when I jammed, I just don't expect to ever be getting folds because I expect one of them to have two pair plus. So I expect them always getting called. But I'm sitting here, with if I'm sitting here with ace, so I wouldn't really want to jam with a bluff a ton here, even though it's not balanced or whatever. It's like I'm playing against a bad reg and a fish. Like I don't really need to be balanced.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Definitely not.
Yeah, I just think I mean if we had more stack depth, then I think the clicky bet. I mean, I don't hate a clicky bet to like 175 because they're never folding and then they're just getting way too good of a price on the river. But like I think you're kind of in a spot where it doesn't really matter. Like king queen, that's surprising that top two fold here.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, but it happens. So maybe I could have some bluffs here, but I'm not really dying to be bluffing in this spot.
Right.
Or you could find the click next time you're against that bad reg because you know you'll overfold if you're like nutted.
Yeah, I mean,
For top two.
I brought that hand last week where the guy folded top two to me. So, I mean, I guess I can make two pair fold now. So that's another portion of people's range to make fold, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's pretty
Yeah,
wild
I don't
that
know if I'd
anybody
rely
folds
on
top two to
trying to
me.
earn a living on making two pair fold.
Ah, it's surprising how many times it's happened recently. So I don't know. I
Like
don't
I'm
know.
never folding two pair against Brian.
Well, I
I
don't know. They
haven't.
don't. I do look like a nit though at the table, dude. Like, I've been super card dead for like 2 weeks, so I'm not playing that many hands. And
Oh,
then,
that helps.
yeah, so like, it's not like I'm just over here v-pipping a ton of hands. And then, like, the way the dynamic of the game works, I can't really v-pip a ton because people call too wide. So, like, from late position is when I get to play a lot of hands. But like most of the time, I'm just playing, pretty strong hands from up front, and then, you know folding a lot. So I just kind of look like a nit. So now people just, it's good for it's good for me. They think I'm a total nit, and I just get to like
Yeah.
miss the flop constantly and just take pots.
They mistake tight aggressive for nit.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's like I was thinking about because I always sometimes you know how you play against someone that's very loose, and you'll give them credit for having bluffs post flop because they're like kind of aggressive pre flop or they're opening
Uh-huh.
wide, and then you realize that they're just like randomly aggressive pre flop and are extremely straightforward post flop, and then you end up like calling down a little bit too much because you're like, oh well, he's doing this too much, so like he's probably here. It's like I'm the exact opposite of that, and they all think that I'm just not bluffing post flop, and I'm too tight pre flop, so I'm just not bluffing, and then you know getting versus them, they're like the opposite, and they have too many hands getting to the flop, and then they're very straightforward playing the flop, turn, and river. You know, I don't know. It's
Or
interesting.
they're spazzy pre and then spazzy on the flop, but then turn and river, they might as well turn their cards off.
Yeah, it's pretty much the way it is. But it's yeah, I mean, it makes it easy to play. Um,
Right.
all right. Well, that's all I had for hands. Somebody wants to get some Andy hands going.
Oh, more Andy hands?
There's the double board bomb pots.
Oh,
We do?
I have to get my. Do we have the Larry? Do you have some? Somebody have bomb pots? I'll definitely play some. Watch some bomb pots.
Do we want one more punt?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. We can look at winning hands too, just like Brian did, because it's always fun to see where we messed up. We could have made more chips or something too.
Yeah.
Especially like that's that I was wondering what you guys thought in both those hands about the check raise and the imposition raise if we just want to jam there or not. I think I'm in between about the jam or just click raise.
I like the check raise.
All right. Here's a winning hand, and then we'll go to a punt. Um, who wants to take it?
But
Yeah, I can take a win. Let's go with that. I want to three bet to at least 10 big blinds. 12 is
never
also
flat,
good.
keep the range in.
9 is a little bit, I don't know.
He's a 22-18 bub, and he folds at 49% to three bets.
But does it okay. Why do we size down then?
We didn't really. We're it's 4.5. He only opened a 2.
Okay, I would three bet like 6x from big blind and 5x from small blind.
Oh,
Just because you're super polar from the big blind, bub.
Yep.
all right. What would you like to do on this flop?
Um, I want to bet, and I would go like half pot.
2/3.
Looks good. It called. And this card is also good. I mean, obviously he can have overcards, overpairs. And he will continue. He can also have draws. What are you showing me here?
I'm showing you that he doesn't fold all that often to C bets, especially in position.
Yeah, I mean, here I would just bet 30 and jam river.
And you still want to jam river?
Yep. Because he has overpair. He doesn't have an 8 here, often enough. And I don't think there's any reason to check on the river, right?
No.
No,
That one's pretty self-explanatory. I think I don't remember this hand, but some of these hands are from a while ago.
So
I
you
missed
see,
there. He
I played
called
it
with the 10.
perfect. Just give me aces every time. Then I know
Yeah.
how to play poker.
We got ace queen suited in the small blind. Who wants it?
Take it.
All right, Dean.
Woo! That is a big raise. Hmm. Hmm. That's like a three bet already.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This was his standard. This was his normal open size.
Oh yeah, then we're fucking raising. Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
Essentially, because he never like he opens wide at 30% RFI and then just doesn't fold the three bets. I might have even if I had aces or kings here, I'm probably going even bigger.
If he opens this big, we bet small or what? Kind of third pot, half pot. That's all right. Whatever. Oh, no, we just have to fold.
Um,
But he
Obviously I
does.
punt here and don't.
Yeah.
He will do this now. He will do this quite often with clubs, with a lot of things.
Yeah, but we still have like a lot better bluff catches than
Right.
this. And
And
like
he had Jack 8.
even with clubs, he's like way good equity against us. Like his worst hands are like still flipping. Maybe maybe we can start sizing up on our pre-flop three bets or something. If he's calling with Jack 8, you know?
Right.
Like you said, you would with aces and kings. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we just go to like 30 plus here. And I think he's still calling.
Yeah. I mean, he called 24 with Jack 8.
Right. He opened 6 and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
called 24. Like,
I don't think he's folding either.
yeah. Um, all right. We got skate.
All
Skater
right.
dog.
We have another 0 fold to three bet. How big you want to go?
I would go like round 12. Okay. I don't like that flop too much.
Against some of these, I think this is where the punt happens, but
Okay.
let's just see what he had.
Oh, like you mean like oh, oh, you're good?
Yeah,
Oh no no no, you top here.
yeah. This
Guess you just
is
got too aggressive on the turn. You could have just right
yeah.
bet once, but whatever.
Yeah, I probably should have just given up on turn. Not probably. I should have just given up on turn. Or at least
Yeah.
checked and assessed, see what he did.
I actually, I actually don't. I don't hate your bet on the turn, but just fold after he raises.
I mean, once I
But the thing is,
yeah,
if well, okay, he called you on flop. Your flop sizing was kind of big, right?
yeah, but that's also, I mean, because he hasn't folded three, he's getting here with such a big range, which is more of an argument to check or bet small, I guess. It hits his range better than mine.
Um, I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't know why, but I don't hate it. You did it. You just bet, but I guess you have to fold after he raises. And
Yeah.
but the thing is, okay, if he called it's probably the same. You hit your ace or king on river, and then you're golden. Otherwise, you just check fold. Because a player like this could easily have like queen jack suited of hearts, and it is as I understand it that he doesn't bluff it on the river, right?
Well, I think that's why I have to call off once. That's why I should check turn and see what he does. Because once I bet to this size on the turn
Mm-hmm.
and he jams,
Yep.
I'm getting 5.5 to 1 on a break even. So I mean, I'm ahead enough that and the times I am behind, I have enough outs that like I kind of priced myself in to call here.
If you think that he will raise draws here, yes. If he doesn't, if he just calls them, probably no.
Right. Oh shit.
Okay.
I got to
I mean, even against King 10, you have outs. Yeah, it's yeah, it's a huge bet. Uh,
But you're getting such good odds.
it's really good odds. Yeah, it's correct. But let's say only the ace is good, then you only have what? 7%.
Yeah.
yeah, but
And if nothing is good, you have 0%.
Mm-hmm.
right.
You have tens or something. Yeah,
I think
just
against his whole range.
If you think he's overcalling the flop too wide and he will fold a lot on turn, I really don't mind this. I think it's a super strong line you choose here. But in this case, unfortunately, he has Jack 10 of hearts and he's never folding because he has a flush draw, top pair, and a straight draw on top. It's
Yeah.
like it's like, yeah, he is fucking nuts. I I
Well,
really
Brian's
I
got
really
naturally
don't
folded.
mind your line. Actually, I really don't mind it. It's like, yeah, a little bit unlucky. You ran into the fucking Jack 10 of hearts.
You could have easily had Queen Jack of Hearts and you win.
I think this one's just bad all around.
Just an impatient time while playing. Sometimes you get in those impatient
A little bit.
moments.
Um,
Three bet's all right. Is it not a three bet
mixes.
versus cutoff?
Um, what is going on?
So in
Yeah, but
MTTs we could also use King 10 offsuit here. So I
oh
would
yeah,
be
you
surprised.
rather King
I
10.
would be surprised if King Queen is not a three bet here.
But
Yeah,
like
we're
in
almost pure.
MTTs, we can flat a lot more on the small blind too. Is the difference, you know, because we're not paying rake.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fine three bet, right? With you.
Yeah, yeah. Might go bigger on the flop just because there's some draws.
Yeah, out of
King Jack,
position.
worse
Out of
queen.
position, I oftentimes use like half pot. So, just a question into the round here. What size do you like out of position? Is it like 1/3? Is it half pot? Is it like even bigger? I mean, I'm just interested because I personally go like half pot out of position, and in position I go like 1/3.
It kind of depend on the flop for me. Like if it was like queen deuce seven, like I would go smaller because we want to get called by like ace high or something maybe.
Hmm.
But this is like flush draw. It's wet. There's like Jack 10, 9, 10 that has draws.
Yeah, so we're mixing
Yeah,
sizes a whole bunch.
you're not
But you see a lot of 70% pot and half pot, right? And
Yeah,
uh,
and
I feel like out
we
of
have
position often.
Heart Club mixes.
it's all pretty much mixed. There's no
Yeah,
mistake. Neapolitan.
But for me, it's more like a general idea how I have to play pots, and I feel like out of position, you oftentimes just want to make sure that you can, in worst case, just go jam turn.
Andy, can you look up like a queen deuce seven rainbow? See if our sizes change.
we're mostly half.
Half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The 70%'s pretty much gone. All right.
yeah. So we don't have much to protect again, and we have no checks on the Queen Seven Deuce Rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
you played all right.
we get
Solvers are
called.
screws.
This is where I size up.
I like that. The size up is good on this. Yeah. Double flush. P jams he's calling. Yeah. Uh
We block like I mean because we specifically have the Queen of Clubs. Um, like a lot of his backdoor stuff is going to be Queen X with like Queen X of clubs, right? Or like, I mean, I think it'd be different if it was Queen Eight of diamonds, six of clubs. But I mean, I think a lot of his continues are Queen X or eight X of clubs.
I
9, 10
I'm
got there too.
personally I personally only afraid of 10 jack of clubs and 10 9 of clubs, and I think we beat most of his queens. So yeah, I actually value bet here.
But if you're scared of 10 and 10, 9 of clubs, you should be scared of 10, 9 of diamonds too.
Oh, true. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Also, and 10 jack of diamonds, we are not afraid of. So there are three more combinations. But
Afraid of
okay,
9, 10 of diamonds here because I feel like 9, 10 of diamonds is going to want to put in a raise on the flop.
but by the way, I don't like the jam. And the reason is now we are saying we have basically flush, two pair, and basically ace queen. I think king queen doesn't want to go with this sizing on the river.
I don't even know if ace queen is happy to jam here.
There's really
Yeah,
only a
exactly. So
66%.
me, no, it's but in this line, I mean, you want him to call something, right? So let's say he has ace eight.
Yeah, he's snap folding.
Yeah. So you want him to call something. You want to value it. If he has queen 10 here, do you think he snap calls that jam with queen 10? I don't think so.
He calls it.
Uh,
This player in particular, look at I mean, he just doesn't fold. He's only folded once to a triple barrel.
I I probably think like going 1/3 or maybe 1/3 to a half pot here is better with this hand. And yeah, that's all.
But if he's not folding, that means he has like 6, 7. He's not folding. He has 7, 8,
I feel like I mean at this
7.
SPR though, I like 1/3 if we're deeper. But at this SPR, we have no bet fold.
Hmm.
So we might as well just put it in. If he's got us, he's got us. Either that or I'm gonna check fold, right? Or check and assess.
But
Checking
but
this
do you
out.
think he will call you with 8 9 here? 8, 9 of something.
I mean, he's only got a third, 2/3 pot bet.
Yep. That's why I'm asking, because I feel like 8, 9 is I mean, I'm snap folding here. I'm not even
Oh, yeah.
thinking. But maybe some people, maybe this player is thinking about it. And when you say he might call 8, 9 here, it's probably fine.
Well, let's see what he called
That
me
should be
with.
8 of diamonds.
So I was wrong about I was kind of right, but
And now the real question. Let's say the river was a 7 of hearts. Do you think he would call this like 6-5? He's like, I don't believe him.
probably no. But I don't think 6/5 of clubs, if it on a 7 of hearts, is calling anything.
Yeah. So in my tournaments, I
So I'm
see
not going to target
people.
6/5. I'm targeting his. I mean, his queen jack, maybe pocket jacks, pocket tens that get sticky. Like,
Yeah, you notice as well. It's not a lot of hands, right? That's a
but the,
problem.
the the problem is, like, what do I? I mean, yeah, I guess I can bet small, but um, and then am I calling off? Like, if he decides to get froggy, like this is just kind of I think this particular player is calling off their 8x, um their pocket nines, pocket tens. I think he's calling a lot of stuff off. He's a very, very small fold button.
Okay, I I believe you would make more money against this opponent on this river betting a smaller sizing, but I could be obviously completely wrong. That's me.
I don't disagree if SPR is more. What I'm saying
Mhm.
is I went with this side. We have a 2/3. We have a B66 for the SPR is like 70% pot.
Yep. If you bet 20 here, he might call you with ace high. I seen stupid people do that.
That's fair.
What does a 6% four bet range look like? Because he gets to have ace queen, right?
Um, yeah, he can still have ace queen. Uh, Um, I don't know. I mean, sizing on river. So I guess, yeah, you can make a case to go smaller, but I think single raise pot or pot where, if we started with deeper stacks, then yes, I can absolutely agree. Um,
What I do like about the smaller block bet size, because of we reviewed your hands like we couple weeks ago where we checked all the block, bet small to induce, and like only one person actually raised you.
right.
And so like I wouldn't hate like a block size. Like if he does raise, he probably has it. And like most of the time he's probably just calling his worst hands.
I mean, that is one good point. I block to like, I mean, what are we gonna say at 20%? So 20% is 18 ish. Yeah,
Mhm.
20% would be 18. I block to 18. If he rips it, I just fold and I save myself 50 something,
Yeah, yeah.
53 big blinds.
But if it was like I think it's just kind of game dependent too, because like that was just from your review weeks ago, but then we just saw Larry's guy, you know, jam into his block bet.
Right. Larry's guy jammed into his block bet with the second nuts.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I think that is also very board dependent, right? Let's say someone has here pocket nines and you bet small. What do you think? He will never like turn that into a bluff. Why would he? And
Nines with a nine of clubs.
8x and 8x and stuff like if he somehow got here with what hand could he get here? 10-7. 10-7 suited. If you got here on the river, you can get value from these hands, but if you jam, it's pretty hard to get value from these. I mean, I'm just trying to pick some fruits from somewhere, but I'm just saying if you just jam, you make his decision here kinda easy, in my opinion. I don't know. I feel like jamming here is not correct. I cannot I cannot explain it better. I feel like jamming here is just wrong.
And we might even save money on a block bet from a hand like this. Like he might go, my flush is too weak for me to rejam.
Mhm.
Some people get that way, you know?
Yeah, if he has like a 10 high flush draw, he's not even jamming for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he had the 6-5, so he had a 6 high, flush draw. He might go, nothing better is calling me if I jam here, so I'll just call. And so we save money that way too, not just off of him calling like worse hands. His worse hands
Right.
not like making more money makes us money too. Or his better hands, I mean.
Yeah, it's just kind of a weird spot where
Can
I
you
think
actually
looking.
mark this hand? Because I'm actually interested what real crushers think about this hand. Because I'm like I feel like the jam on the river is bad, but maybe it's actually a good thing. Uh
We'll
just
tag it as review. I
yeah.
think the other option that I missed that I think we glazed over is I think I can have some overbets on this turn.
Yeah, I was thinking that
Well,
too. Like you could almost jam the turn, but
yep. Actually, I think that is true because there are two flush draws. There are straight draws, quite a, quite a lot of them. So yes,
Queen, six, eight. So let's go in our line. Yeah, we don't really have, so we'll just go with this size.
yeah,
And
because
it
it'll
was,
make the SPR smaller anyways. He had a short stack, so it kind of works out.
yeah, he calls three of clubs. Um,
yeah, here you go. You
There is
can
some.
use a big sizing if you want.
yeah, big sizing, but no overbets.
I mean, there's a little bit of pot sizing, right? Which is 78. That is basically all in already. Or do I see this wrong in the colors?
No, there is no pot size bet. There's 70% pot, and then there's 178% pot.
Yeah, exactly. And can't you use this with king queen? Oh no, you cannot. Okay. I did say it wrong. 70%, yeah. Big sizing, good.
Let's
Okay,
look
fine.
at if we go back here and I choose the size that it wants me to take, he calls again. We get the three of clubs. Now I mostly check. So I guess let's see if we go here. Oh, we already looked at this one, I think. Three of clubs.
Burn one on Wizard just because maybe they have different sizes.
Hmm.
Um, no, we have mostly small.
I mean, whatever the solver says, I think your line is actually we would agree, I think, and I'm sure the solver agrees. Bet is fine on the river. Probably just block bet and find a fold. That's all. And I'm pretty sure the solver would say
I
you the
think,
same.
I think if I take the overbet line here, I know it's not solver approved, but exploitatively, I can overbet here, and that
Mhm.
allows me to check the river a lot. We get called in the overbet, and then equity completes, so we can check and assess a lot.
Mhm.
Or like what
Yeah.
size you're gonna bet like 50, and then there's gonna be 138 in the pot, and he
Yeah,
has
I guess I'm
38
never
left, and we're
full.
gonna fold to
Yeah,
38.
I guess I'm never
You know what I
folding
mean?
if I overbet here.
Yeah.
Um, no, that's kind of a tough spot.
It's
I,
almost
I
like a
think
overbet jam might be all right.
I
Yeah.
I
We don't
think
care if he folds out like tons of equity.
it's very hard to check call often because people don't bluff enough, right?
Yeah, I
So
just think this is
putting yourself into a passive line sounds like a really bad play most of the times against most villains, except he is capable of bluffing. Because otherwise it's like hell. At least for me. I don't know how you see it, but I still prefer to just bet, or bet, check, and then see what he does. If it's betting, he probably has it. I'm like, okay, I can just fold. I'm not.
let's see,
I,
let's burn
I
one in
try.
wits.
I don't mind checking.
Or or
I
put
like
it
to
other way. I think the more aggressive I am, I feel like the more honest my opponent is. Let's say if he check on the flop and he bets, I raise and he calls. I feel like no, at this point he's a little bit more honest about his hand because obviously he has something. And now I bet again on the turn. He calls and now I'm very threatened on the river, right? Does
uh-huh.
that make sense? I think playing aggressive is better just to get more information. How
Let's
what
see
what your opponent has.
here on the win. Now, granted, because the freebie only gives it single sizing,
Hmm.
but it's preferred as half pot. So again, back to Bub. So we take action.
Oh, you can also change it to multiple sizings, I think. When you go to the first one. I'm not sure if that's only. Oh yeah, multiple size on the bottom. And if it's locked, you don't have it
We
unlocked.
can't because this is the
Yeah, it's
freebie.
locked. Yeah, it's
Yeah, okay,
I
oh,
don't
okay.
have I don't have a Wiz subscription. I was just gonna burn my
The one daily.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Yeah, see?
Oh no,
Oh, but not with king queen, but with
but
ace
not with
queen.
King Queen.
But there is that overbet, and it
It
might be
is
good
there.
against. It might be good against with king queen against certain players.
So let's see if I take that action. If he's supposed to continue
Yeah,
with clubs, yeah, he is supposed to continue.
and queen 10. Look at queen 10 seated. All of them. So you're getting called by worse too. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, spam.
Yeah.
No, he should call with queen 10 of nothing, basically. Is that good for us or bad for us? If we jam, he will obviously overfold, but we beat queen 10. So, in my opinion, it's actually bad, right? If we jam, it's not good for us.
I think it's all right
Because,
because I think he's going to have like in population will have like way more queen jack. The solver has no queen jack. You might have like queen nine suited, and you know.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, he might have
And
more queens.
I think solver I think real life overfolds hands that because I think a lot of our pool overplays some hands on the flop. Like I think I'm limiting his ace queen here because I think he's raising ace queen at some frequency on the flop.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Yeah, I
So
agree.
I'm discounting some combos of ace queen now. Um, and then because that's gonna raise some frequency on the flop, and then so we get no raise on the flop, we get no raise on the turn. That I mean, ace queen might just rip it on this turn. So
I agree. Yeah.
um I don't
Actually,
know. Yeah,
best
maybe
hand,
block.
It
best hand
takes
to rip here, right? Ace queen would rip turn. I feel like that is the hand that has to rip when you
Yeah.
don't have a flush draw behind you. And there are
Let's
not a
take a look
lot.
at one more, and then I got to peel.
Also, you block the ace queen of clubs, so he cannot have it. So yeah, I agree.
We'll end on a winner.
for some chicken dinner.
Win, no
Who do I
win,
get to
no.
stack? Oh, I don't see who I get to stack, but I get to stack somebody.
Cardoon.
Oh, a limp. Another limp? We don't like that. More
Why is
limps, and
this?
we have
Why is this
queens.
recorded? Oh, I know why it's recorded as a.
I love your sizing. Actually, I really love it. So I was thinking about like going 8, but
What?
9 is even.
What is this
Yeah,
guy
just
even
go
trying to
go
represent though?
huge.
It's hilarious. It's such a
And this
hilarious
guy,
jam.
he re-clicks. What?
No,
He
he just
clicks.
jams.
Okay. Are you telling me he's Phil Helmus and has aces here?
There's
Expected
no
you to
way.
squeeze?
Yeah, yeah, right.
I don't think he ever has anything strong here. So
No.
obviously, I called pretty quick too because he can never have anything strong. There's no
Okay.
way aces is just limping to the big blind and expecting the big because especially because I mean it's not like I mean I'm not super squeezy. I haven't been like isoing limpers.
Um, he has pocket nines or below. Dean.
Or he just has some
I
bullshit and
yeah,
thinks
I
that
feel he's
I'm
got like even pocket nines. I'm like kind of questioning because,
Uh, okay,
but yeah, I would
what's the
say pocket
highest you
nines.
would
Although
go?
yeah,
Pocket
no,
pocket
yeah,
pocket
pocket nine is
tens?
like the very ceiling. I would say.
Yeah, for me as well. I
so
feel
I
like
guess
that is
here.
not.
But like no ace king, no, I don't even think he has like maybe ace king.
Give him ace king suited, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to trap with ace king suited. Why not?
Yeah, well, it doesn't.
I mean, that can play multi-way. It's better than ace king offsuit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
he's
don't think
over.
he ever
Otherwise,
has.
I don't know.
And
I
it is a
don't know.
small
It's
percent
like,
chance of ace king suited, just small.
Yeah,
It's
I
more like
think he's got like
ace five suited here. You saw it's
mm,
like the big blunt or the solver special, and he's like,
ace
I'm
five
gonna get
suited limp jamming. That would be horrendous. I don't think that is not wizard approved. I think the wizard will
no, I
say,
know
no, no,
because
no, don't do that.
there is no limping, there's no limp jamming at all in that spot.
Oh my
If
god.
he limps,
Oh, you don't have a heart. Why don't you have a heart? You have two queens. Ace king.
oh my god, he did have it.
That is so
That is
crazy.
that is the craziest.
you never expect to see Ace King there ever.
No, I
No,
mean
off like Bub was saying,
the
King
suited
suited
one.
would kind of make sense because he can take it post flop and he doesn't mind going for a trap there, but that's just wild.
That's so insane. Damn,
Like the
he
crazy
trapped
part
you.
is
He trapped you. You were ahead, by the way, and somehow you won, right?
flapping the weird thing.
We did win, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Perfect. He trapped you with a stupid trap.
So crazy.
Okay. The crazy part, I'm like, I don't, because I remember this because I'm like, even in game, why are you limp jamming with something like I can see maybe limp raising against an ISO, but like if you think I'm gonna ISO very, very wide, you have a very, very wide range crushed. Why jam? Why not just put in the four bet or continue the trap?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because you'd probably fold ace queen off here to the jam.
I don't know if
And
I
also
even
ace
fold
jack.
ace queen off, maybe. Um, I think pocket pairs, I might go as low as nines. Tens plus for sure. I'm going with it.
For sure.
Just because that line, his
Um,
line is so fishy. Like that just seemed that screams like I think you are just trying to steal the limps, and I'm gonna steal your steal with garbage.
um, so the only thing I could say about this play is how I played like 10 years ago. It was also like going by feel, and you're like, oh, he's raising so big, 9 big blinds. He's never folding, right? And now I jam with my ace king. Perfect. Because
Right.
the worst that can happen is, I mean, he could have aces, he could have kings, but oftentimes I'm like, with ace queen offsuit, I'm pretty good. And sometimes, that's the best part, he folds. So we jam here. Let's jam.
But 10 years
Yeah,
ago, would you have limped it too? That's pretty the wild part to me.
Um,
that's the wild
I
part. Not
mean,
the the
to be fair, I was actually I didn't limp. No, I always raised and I always three bet. I was like super stupid with a lot of hands, which yeah, I don't know, but I loved raising, loved
I
betting, I
can.
loved bluffing, and my biggest problem was I loved bluffing.
And then you started
Uh,
studying, you became a nit.
yeah. The better I got more and more in it,
Uh-huh.
and
Same.
and it actually was the worst thing ever because when I was lag and loose and maniac, I did better. That was the worst part of it. I
Ooh,
remember
who did
that
I
one.
stack this guy? We get to
It's
stack somebody with pocket nines.
Oh,
okay.
we get a double up. Oh,
Three bigs, three bets. We have an overpair going for
Yeah.
this
Check raise, damn near min clicked.
sizing. We're not folding.
So
Hmm.
okay, so this
I'm
one,
calling.
this guy is a spaz.
No, but just let think about his hands and what he can have. So
10 jack.
so on the flop, he can have some 6x, 5x hands with backdoor flush draws. Okay, actually you showed it right now. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can call you. But I I think it's not that such an easy call, to be honest.
Against
Um,
that player, right, Andy? Against somebody else, you'd fucking snap fold that shit.
yeah.
This guy, I have enough history on him to know like he's a spaz.
Yeah, I mean, if he's overly aggressive, he loves it. Why not? That is like me in the past. It's like just bluff. Whatever hand. You don't even
Yeah,
I
you have to
don't
win
even
this
saw.
hand. Don't
I
win
mean
every hand. Bluff or not.
yeah, the thing is you don't even think about cards that are coming down. You don't even think about cards that are on the flop. You just bluff. The idea was to bluff. Um, whatever is on the flop. And now that one is crazy. No, it's not. His call is actually fine, I think. Isn't four fine?
I don't know about the river call.
Actually, when he hits the queen on the river, and there were some draws that missed, right?
The
Is it
call
bad?
pre-flop. That's never a call pre.
Hmm. That's a good reason. I mean, if you never call pre, you shouldn't be here.
Right.
All right.
Calls here. That's an okay call.
Yeah.
Once again, out of position. Fix your fucking sizing. Go bigger. I think it's actually a leak in your game. Go bigger out of position. Is it true? I think half pot is the most used sizing out of position, and it makes sense.
Well, let's see.
At least to me, because you oftentimes
Ace.
just want to make sure that you can, if you want, just jam turn.
So there is 0 queen 10 in his call, but either way, so we'll pretend he's got call. Flop is Jack 9 5.
And it's not only 50, it's often has like 75% or 70%. Really,
Yeah.
actually,
The
huge
predominant.
sizing out of position, you go big.
Well, and this is why I created this filter and been wanting to look at my 3-bet hands lately. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously my red line in 3-bet pots is beautiful, is really nice, but I would like to win at showdown sometimes.
Oh, also the cool thing is, if you go bigger on the flop, obviously, people will just fold more hands, right? Because
Right.
even if they are in position and you bet like 75%, they have to fold because they don't have a fucking hand. It's like the same in single play spots, but in 3-bet pots, it's a lot of money that you
Yeah.
just print on the flop just because you bet bigger. And when you're out of position, you have to do it because you just want to press them out from their hands. If you bet like 1/3, they can just call 2 overcards. And now, what are you doing on the turn? You know,
Yeah. I
it's
check fold or yeah.
that's the problem.
This turn.
So let's go. This is the closest size. Call 9 of hearts is a lot of
A
checking.
lot of check. Yeah. It's
Yeah. Must be polar.
And when we bet, which my turn sizing was good, but a lot more checking than I would have thought on a double flush
So,
draw board.
but let's think about it like this. Any jack he could have would have raised on the flop. Not any, but a lot of them. And any 9x is a pure call. There's no raising with 9x in position. So he can still have trip nines here on the turn. And now you cannot just
yeah. We can.
blast us. Because it makes sense, right? If
Yeah.
you're in
Yeah.
game and you just bet and he has a 9, what is he supposed to do? He just calls.
Well, let's look at his response oh yeah, when he checks, when we check, a lot of his jacks start betting, all of his nines bet, which we have crushed.
Yep.
All right.
And like our
Well,
range needs protection too, right? Because look at like all the shit we have that we can't bet.
right.
Like even aces probably like
Yeah, ace, if you cannot bet aces, it's shitty.
Yeah.
Then it's like, I don't want to be in this hand
All right.
because you can
Oh,
fucking get bluffed off it so easily.
Oh,
That is all I have, gentlemen. I have to peel out for the day.
Well, thanks for sharing, Andy. Appreciate it.
Thank you a lot. That was fun.